Here it is. Here, put it in there. Here it is. You ready for me? There it is. Find it for me. You got it for me? There it is. You got me? I'm on here? Oh. This is for all the. I'm Phil. Here you go. How can I just let you walk away? Let you leave without a trace. When I'm standing, taking every breath with you. Ooh, you're the only one really knew me at all. How can let walk? Oh shit! All I can do is watch you leave, huh? You stood out there in the pain, and even shed the tears. You're the only one really knew me at all. So take a look at me now. There's just an empty space. Left here to remind me memory of your face. So take a look at me now. Just an empty space. You come away from me. It's against all odds. What I say. I wish. Turn around and see me cry. There's so much I want to say to you. So many reasons why. You're the only one really knew me at all. So take a look at me now. I'm just an empty space. Looking down here to remind me memory of your face. So take a look at me now. Sad, empty space. Wait for you again. Oh shit. All I've got, say, get me now. I'll do all those things. And then here, back to me, against all odds. What I gotta say. Take a look at me now. Look at me now. I should have really went.
Check. Do you know you lying, right?
I know. I should have really been a singer, bro. Yeah. Hold on, I ain't feeling that. Let me. I'm gonna put this Witty name on y'all.
So which one? Okay, well, man.
Hey, man.
What is it?
That's my boy Phil.
Phil Collins.
Y'all got me?
Yeah.
I'm ready where I need to be.
And you can go out there, other too.
All right.
Do you let these people know you own the rights to this music?
Hey, I don't own the rights to this music, man. I'm just random. I'm just saying.
We do not own the rights to
We
this
do,
music.
yeah, we
Facebook.
do that. Oh.
We just on here cutting up. Welcome to CB Talk.
Oh.
I'm your host, Dwayne.
What up?
And my co-host, D-Dub.
What it do, man? Hey.
So, we back on her this week. My homeboy, he feeling it. Tell him what you got on over there, man.
Oh, man, I don't know what that is.
I'm saying, who is that playing?
Oh, hey. You better forget it. Oh, that's that Phil.
Phil Collins.
Yeah.
So, wait. 5 views.
Yeah, I'm gonna give y'all a concert before we get started. You know, I got many voices I can turn from Michael Jackson to DeBarge.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I credit.
Cutting up today.
You knew you had me. Charm looked so alarmed as I walk around.
Oh yeah. He's up.
Yes. No.
Yeah. We good.
Oh.
We good. We good.
Yes. Right. Time. Carry on. Get back to one. Love me in a special way. What more can I say? Love me now. Love me in a special. Stop laughing at me, bro. I can sing. What more can I say? Love me now. Love me now. 'Cause I'm special.
Thank God for driving trucks.
Every time respect any line. So deep into your chamber,
Good.
try to find something new.
I got the song on the mouth.
Yeah, beautiful. Me just won't do. Love me in a special way. What more can I say? Love me now. Be in a special way. What more can I say? Love me now.
Is this something you've been wanting to do?
Man, hey, this is something I've been wanting to do. You know what I'm saying?
Well, go ahead, brother. Have your time. Do
I'm
what you
gonna
gotta
turn
do.
to somebody else. I was the boss. You know what I'm saying? I just like so deep chamber, trying to find something new. More so more beautiful for me, just won't do. Love me in a special way. What more can I say? Love me now. Oh shit. In a special way. What more can I say? Just love me now.
You ready now?
Hey, if you gonna hate like that, yeah, I'm ready. You gonna hate on me like that, bro? You gonna hate on this good ass me now?
Never a hater, man.
Oh my God.
Been on me too long.
I'm just saying, bro, you didn't give me my moment, bro.
Well, you been cutting up for 30 minutes. Oh, you know what this shit. So who you with? Running by Rigger Mike?
Man, I'm Bobby. You know
Bobby.
Bobby was the mother.
So you Bobby before the coat.
And now,
Bobby before the
Mr.
coat. Here you go,
Telephone
y'all.
Man, there's something wrong with my line. When I dial my baby's number, I get a check every time. Mr. Telephone Man,
Oh, I'm
there's
good.
something wrong with my line. When I dial my
I just had to
baby's
see my
number,
own way back
I
to
get
normal.
every time.
611. Okay.
I gotta be right to one and I have to please. That something must be wrong with my phone, 'cause my baby wouldn't hang up on me. Alright, man, let me stop bullshit. What's going on, bro? I just wanted to give y'all a little bit of this, man. I feel pretty good today, man.
Feel good?
Yeah, man. It's a good day.
Okay, it's a good day.
You know what
Sun
I'm
out,
saying?
sun raining.
It ain't raining.
It's threatening to rain, it ain't gonna rain, so we good.
Really threatening the rain?
It was early,
Oh, okay.
so we good. We good.
Let me tell you what happened.
Once again, welcome to CB Talk. I'm Dwayne. This is D-Dub.
No, I'm Bobby right now.
He Bobby right now. My bad.
Take you come
My bad.
in, baby. Hey,
Bobby D-Dub Brown.
that's right. Mr. Telephone Man, something's wrong with my line. I gotta find her number. Strange man is on the
Who said that?
telephone. He's telling me
Wait, I
my
don't know
baby
what's wrong with me, but I'm
ain't
glad he
home.
feeling it. I'm glad he feeling
She ain't got no party line. The situation blowing my mind. Oh, I just can't take this anymore. Hey,
it. Hey, he cutting up.
but on the real talk, you know what I'm saying? What's going on, Birmingham? Oh man, just sit here and listen. Hey, this is my part right here. Telephone man, there's something wrong with my life. Hey, Mr. Telephone Man, something's wrong with my life. I try to find her number. Must be a bad connection. I give her love and affection. I just can't take this no more. This situation blowing my mind. Oh, can't get my baby on the line. Ooh, I tried dialing information. Say there's no cooperation. She's still on the phone, telling me my baby ain't at home. Oh, fellas, I just don't know what to do. Help me out. Please let the telephone in.
Man, I'm crying over her, man.
Yeah. Hold on. Let
Well,
me
you
cut
could,
that shit
you
off.
just showed up today.
You know me, bro.
Oh, I hate on my brother, man.
You know me, bro.
Oh.
You didn't let me get my shine on. So.
I ain't said nothing.
No. I'm gonna shut up now. That's fuck. I was trying to give you this shit, Ron, that cut, and for free.
And for
I should
free.
be charging shit.
That ain't charging nothing.
Man, I ain't charging nothing. This shit for free, bro.
Once again, we do not own the rights to this music.
Nah, we don't, man. We just
We
free up.
just cutting up. But he cutting up.
So I guess sound check over the introduction
Yeah.
Sound check over it? Oh, you got one more in you. Oh, I like that. I'm gonna play it on the bike when I leave. Yeah.
I'm finna shine. If I'm still on?
Yeah.
I'm still on, baby. I'm Mike. Woo-hoo.
He went from Bobby to Mike. God. This a bad motherfucker
I'm
right
bad on the
here.
motherfucker.
Ooh, this motherfucker went from Bobby Brown to Michael Jackson.
Let your body
And
get
just like that.
into you. Don't try to fight it. There is nothing that you can do. Relax your mind. You got to feel that beat, and we can ride the boogie. Share that beat of love. I wanna rock you. You in the sun. I wanna rock you. We're gonna ride the night away. Let me stop. I don't know. Let me stop. What's going on, bro?
What's going on, bro?
Oh, nothing, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. We good, man. Just get a little bit here.
Huh?
Just get a little bit here.
What do you do? Got me crying over him, man.
Oh, man.
You got me
Just having a
crying.
little fun, bro.
Hey, that's what life is about, ain't it?
Yeah, just having a little
Having
fun.
fun.
having a little fun, man, letting all that BS go, man, and just,
Yeah.
just trying to, have fun and live a little bit.
Okay.
Live life a little bit, man. It's just
Okay.
time to stop being stressed out about stuff that, you know what I'm saying, you cannot
Cannot control.
control.
Yep.
You know
I
what
feel
I'm
you.
saying? You can control some things, but
Exactly.
man, some things you just cannot control.
Exactly.
And when you can't control it, man, you have to put it in God's hands
Yeah.
and let
Let
Him
it go.
do it.
Yeah.
Because one thing I do know, man, at the end of the day, hey, He gonna make it do what it do. He
Yeah.
gonna take care of everything.
Oh yeah. Most definitely.
Yeah.
Most definitely. Well, I'm glad to see you in good spirit, bro.
Ooh, man, I'm in good spirit, man.
The last podcast we did, you know what I'm saying, we just like we still warming up, we still getting to what we need to get to, but the last podcast, you was like I was a little nervous, you was a little nervous, you know what I'm saying? We just like trying to just get everything that we want to get it, you know what I'm saying, and just have fun at the same time.
What?
You know what I'm saying? So, we just doing what we gotta do, you know what I'm saying, and pressing forward.
Oh, yeah.
With everything that's going on. So, we took a little survey and we asked, you know what I'm saying, what people want us to talk about, some ideas besides the one we already got, you know what I'm saying? So it was kind of like, what the poll was, hold up, let me look it up, make sure now. I don't want no bad blood on that. But hold on. It was, what topic would you like to hear discussed on CB Talk next? So, what a woman wants in a relationship was
What a
number
female want in a relationship out of her mate or out of the relationship.
Yeah.
What she asking for?
Yeah.
First off, I'm gonna say this. What's going on, bro?
Oh yeah. We got,
You got-
my other big bro, Willie Moe.
What up,
Just
Will?
came into the studio today.
What up, Will?
Slide down. You gotta come on around, bro.
Man, you
I
come
got the
on
card.
down. Come on down, man.
Gonna put you in the middle.
Hmm?
Gonna put you in the middle.
Hey, I'm good. We got Willie Moe in the studio. He got his own podcast too called Who Spittin'. That's coming on Press 23 too.
Yeah.
So we doing a little adjustment right here, y'all. So bear with us for a second. We're gonna get it on like we need to and get to where we need to be at.
Whatever. it is.
So
Yeah, slide. Yeah. That's all.
we good.
Man.
Hey, y'all, we still, you know what I'm saying, in our beginning stage of this thing too. So it's all
Yeah.
just bear with us.
You got us? All three?
So we
Okay.
like I said, got my other big brother Willie Moe in the studio, and we got to push that, yeah, a little bit more,
What's up,
a little bit
everybody?
more, a little bit more. Camera.
Mm-hmm.
It's on.
Check. Yeah, I'm on.
Yeah, y'all.
I just wanted to know
Oh,
what's out.
oh,
Man,
man.
I don't mean to come on and just intrude, so I might have missed quite a bit of the beginning of this thing. But
Oh, we ain't doing nothing but
Yeah,
you just
we-
missed a mini
we just-
concert from
Yeah, we just
Don
getting a
over
little mini
Oh,
concert.
there. Yeah, he
What, you
was doing. He
singing?
went from Bobby Brown. He was doing Mr. Telephone Man. He went from Mr. Telephone Man to Michael Jackson.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I want to rock with you.
And the ball.
He
Yeah.
doing,
So he kind of
yeah.
went 3 people at one time. Himself, Bobby Brown, and Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that's what you missed. You missed a good little mini concert. But,
Yeah, you did.
You good.
Yeah, you did.
So,
But,
like I said, we did a survey, asked what, you know what I'm saying, people want to talk about, whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So the survey come up to what women want in a relationship. So,
Okay.
you know, 3 of us here, 3 brains ought to be able to you know what I'm saying, annihilate on that a little bit and go from there.
In order for us to want to know what women want in a relationship, you ain't gonna say why we didn't have a woman on the show today, but you know, we probably maybe should have kind of had at least a lady. From a man's perspective.
Yeah,
So they want to know from a man's perspective what we think a woman want a woman.
And if
I
we
think-
wrong, you know, we're gonna get ridiculed in the
Oh,
comment
yeah.
section.
Oh, the
or
comments
whatever,
gonna
so,
speak for
I'm gonna
itself.
tell you
trying to see what's
mine.
going on.
Okay, well okay.
Dawn,
Yes.
Katrina Swanson said, can you just do it one more time?
Do what one more time?
One of them old bags.
What up, Katrina? What they do?
Well, I didn't know you sang. What you used to who you
Man,
used
I
to
was just
You
bullshit.
was in the choir at school.
No, man, that shit probably sound horrible on it first.
Where's the women?
Huh?
Why ain't put the comments up on the thing? Katrina said, where's the women?
I can't.
Well, the women don't. The
I don't
women,
see
the
the
women in the
comments.
comments.
The women gonna come.
Oh, they
you know
gonna
what I'm
come in.
saying? They see our, you know. We need more honeys.
Well, I'ma
Well,
start-
the honeys that the bees gonna follow. So
I'm gonna start it off.
do you need to come over here?
I see it.
I'm gonna start it off.
I look at this. I look at this.
Me and the camera, my hand big. Give me.
Well, I'm gonna say this, okay? I think what women want more than anything is to feel protected, security, and feel protected. Those sound like the same thing, but they're a little slightly different. What you guys think? What y'all think, man?
What we think?
I think, like I said, I think the most important thing is security and feeling protected. Because men are supposed to be the protector, and a woman has to be feel secure with the guy that she totally decides to relinquish herself to. So, what do you guys think?
Well, kind of more what you just said, the protection part, security. A woman wants a man that's truthful. You know what I'm saying? So it's like consistency, truthfulness, security. Just be real. You know what I'm saying? Don't want all that playing around and, you know, making promises you can't keep and all that.
Okay, but I know sometimes women be like, with his lying ass, and they know he a liar, right?
Yeah, and they still mess with him anyway.
But she got to know she got to feel safe with this man first. Like, no matter if he lied or not, and I'm not saying that he may or may not lie to her, but she got to feel like she's protected, right?
Yeah.
Because that's our number one thing, and that's just any male or any type of creature, even just animals in the wild, the male have to make sure he protect the home front first more than anything, bro.
Yeah.
You know, even if he mess up, you know what I'm saying? He still got to protect the home front. So you got to be a protector more important than anything, because sometimes I see that the woman is more of a protector than the man, and I be like, is this role kind of a little different, and it's a little that the woman will have more heart, so to speak, and more like respect than an actual man will. And I'm like, wow, like,
Yeah.
and there's nothing wrong with having a woman that can hold her own, or that knows how to maintain herself. But man, I've seen guys step back and almost want their girl to fight for them.
Yeah.
And for the record, if you my lady, and I get in an altercation, get the keys, baby, and meet me at the car. Even if I get beat up, I don't want you to get beat up. You know what I'm saying? That's just the truth.
Yeah.
I don't want you to get beat up.
I feel
So,
you.
and I might not want you to see me get beat up, or I might have to beat somebody up. But after that, I'm still gonna take off and run, because I don't know what the outcome might be after I get outside. Because outside is a whole different dynamic and a different animal. Because now we're about to start engaging in projectiles and people maybe get a bat, a gun, knife, a bottle, or whatever. So, you know, for the record, baby, you know, if I'm in an altercation, when I give you the keys, just be closer to the door as you
Crank
can.
it up.
Just in case I have to jump in there, whether
Crank
I
it up.
book it up
Yeah.
or whether I won the fight, right?
Yeah.
Just crank up.
Yeah. I feel you on that. What you think, D-Dub?
Oh man. I think, yeah, a woman is looking for a protector, but you know, also the most main thing is a woman is looking for a man that is willing to lead. You have to be able to lead a female, you know, in order to have a great relationship. Because at the end of the day, when things get rough or things happen, hey, she gonna turn to her mate and be like, "What we gonna do?"
Okay.
And if you ain't able to lead, hey, she's not gonna give you the proper respect that you know you think you can deserve,
Yeah.
because you know you're not able to do what a man's supposed to do, and that's supposed to take care of home front. You know what I'm saying? Make sure the bills paid, and
Yeah.
make sure everything, you know, is alright in order, you know, and alright in order for, you know, the relationship to be successful.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
But also, you know, sometimes, man, I can't sit here and lie, and I ain't gonna hold. Like, you know, as far as financial, sometimes, man, these women, they be financially, bro, they be good. So, you know, sometimes they come with a woman being more financially stable than the man. They want to dominate the situation.
Mm-hmm.
I want to tell you like this with me. I don't care if you hit the lotto. You still got to allow me to be the man.
That's
you
right.
know what I'm saying? Like,
That's right.
I no disrespect to your money. You know, I ain't gonna even say it can just be totally your money.
Yeah.
But my dignity and respect and my manhood ain't for sale. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I
Like
understand.
I rather just after struggling maybe somewhat do without, as long as you treat me as such as what a man truly deserves. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, you can go out there and buy yourself all the stuff that you want, but if you want me to be your man, you gotta give me that respect as a man.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about me, because that's why we're here. We have these podcasts, because everybody's opinion ain't my opinion, and my opinion may not go with y'all guys'
Yeah.
opinions, and that's a great thing, because
Yeah.
that's why we have these discussions, and if the lady that choose to roll with what I think that should take place, cool, and with a woman that may roll with what Dwayne think or E-Dub think, that's cool.
Yeah.
So, man, like that's a remarkable thing, because you know everybody don't want the same thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everybody don't want the same thing. You know, without a doubt. You know,
Yeah.
so
Everybody
I might
different.
not be totally right. You might not be, because it depends upon the lady
Person,
or
the
the
situation.
person. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And what
Yeah.
situation they choose to be in.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay. So we got Angie Hatter saying, she said, "No, I'm not jumping in." I understand. You know what I'm saying? Hey, some women ain't. She said she jumping in. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry, Angie. You said, "Oh, I am jumping in." Okay. Hey. You and your man gonna whoop somebody. Sound like then. But I mean, you got a lot of people that, you know what I'm saying, they, like you said, you gotta lead by the example, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, if the man can't lead, then, you know what I'm saying, why should he be him? I mean, I'm looking at it like that, cause like you said, her money is her money, whether you win a lottery or not. But the respect at the end of the day it still need to be given.
Yeah, off the rip, I'm totally with my woman making more money than me and having
Yeah.
more money than me. Now, am I saying I'm trying to be a male chauvinist and be like, just totally beat my chest as the gorilla I am? No, but if I know that you finna do something to compromise my integrity or to define yourself in a manner to where I feel like it's disrespectful, money or not, I think you should listen to me. And it goes the same way with men and
Men,
money.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
because unfortunately, you know what I'm saying, I had to learn some of those values the hard way, you know what I mean? And bought sense sometimes it's the best sense.
My grandma used to say all the time.
But if somebody, but I also learned to listen to people that I think that had my best interests at heart, and took that and aided and gained from that,
Yeah.
and didn't have to go down certain roads. You know what I mean? So it kind of go hand in hand. Sometimes you have to go with, you know, they call them your spidey senses, but I call it your sixth sense because they only said we got 5.
Yeah.
But in my mind, I know I got 6
Yeah.
because a lot of times if I follow my first mind about stuff, no matter what I wanted to do something that I thought was fun or could benefit me, I promise you, most of the time if I follow my first mind,
Yeah.
I probably would have never went wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And sometimes that first mind gonna be telling you not to do something, but you know you gonna do it anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The first mind gonna always try to tell you the right, for the most part, the right thing to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
All right.
Okay. So, also, I think we got a female that has joined the podcast, and
We're gonna get her opinion on this
so
too.
we need to get a lady's opinion on some of these things. So, Kavita, what
Yes.
you think?
I don't know. I don't know what you previously said, but I did hear the aspect of when you were saying that if you're in a situation, you want your lady to just go to the car. Like I heard that portion of it, and I get that. You know, that's literally been our agreement since, you know, we first started this thing up again. So I absolutely understand your perspective from that. I know what it is. If it's going down, my job is to go get the car. I get it.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna say this. I know one thing, and I'm trying to stay. Hey, I love everybody. I'm trying to stay out of the way.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want no problem with nobody. You know, man, just leave me alone. I just want to live my life. I don't want no problem with nobody. Just let me be me. Let me do me. If you see me, throw your hands up, and I see you, I'm gonna throw my hand up back at you, and man, I'm gonna keep it moving. I don't want no problem with nobody, man, cause I got too much going on, and
I got that. I get that, but that's if we was living in a perfect life, right?
well,
If we was living in a perfect life. But let's just be real. I was just trying to explain about that situation was, you know, you got to have these conversations with your mate.
Yeah.
And not just that one conversation about getting in trouble or fighting or this or that, but you got to already have your 5 drills prepared because, you know, when we was in school, we had 5 drills about stuff so that when stuff happened, we would be on point and move strategically in harmful situations. So that's all I was saying.
I understand what you're
saying. Am I
saying.
looking for trouble?
Nah.
Am I trying to just go out and be like, baby, we're gonna go out and if somebody do this, I'm gonna do this, you just get the car. But if it happens, she need to know what I expect.
I understand.
And I need to know what she expects. It could be vice versa, in some type of situation that she might want me to know about if we in a place like, she could be like, if I'm in a place with a lot of women and they starting to make me feel uncomfortable, and I say, well, I think we got, or she might pick up the phone and say, well, the children are, you know, the babysitter just called and blah, blah, blah.
No.
I don't need to question that. We already done worked on the drill.
Yeah.
So we already got our drills together on what we do when certain
When
things
certain
take
things happen.
place. You
Yeah.
know what I'm
I
saying?
So this was the question, and now that we have a female on the panel, the question was what women want out of a relationship. So, Kavita, can you like elaborate on that and give your
I got an answer for her, but I'm gonna let her say what she got to say first.
Oh, okay. I think it's such a broad question because there are so many different things that I know me as a woman that I desire in a relationship, and
Yeah.
You know, some things we be willing to waver on, and some things we not.
Yeah.
But I think most importantly, some of the key things that are important in a relationship are honesty,
Okay.
protection, trust, communication, most definitely.
That's number one.
Yeah.
Consistency.
Communication, definitely consistency.
Yeah.
I think all those are definitely key points that are important in any relationship.
And can I say something on that communication part? Because I can't speak from a woman, because women gonna always communicate and pretty much tell you what they want most of the time.
Yeah.
You know, and not just saying to I want a diamond or I want some money or I want a pocketbook. I'm talking about what they kind of want. They're gonna be straightforward. But ladies, I'm gonna give y'all a little quick jewel. If a man come to you and not just say pour out his heart, but he give an example of something, and you know that he might be going through something, and he might can't just directly tell you how you would tell him, he's trying to express his feelings to you. So you should take advantage of that situation and don't belittle the man or make him feel like he can't tell you these things or give you maybe some unorthodox scenario. That's when your light bulb need to kick in and be like, oh, he trying to tell me what he feel, or he trying to tell me what he want or what he expects. Because sometimes it's hard for us to do what women do. You know, like women, they don't mind pouring their hearts out and talking to one another. But as men, if I might have had a bad day with my girl, and I might come around and we in a group, and I may not never bring that up because we feel like, man, I don't want to tell nobody my problems.
Yeah.
Because we always think that that's weak or some sucker stuff. And I ain't telling you to go out and tell everybody your problem, because some people ain't meant to know your business.
Yeah.
But you got to have them real
tell
good,
everybody.
genuine people or friends to where they're going to try to give you some good advice in order for you to be able to grow from that and to help you on your journey and lead the way into making your relationship a better and progressive situation. And I'm not saying all the time your mama and your daddy, because you know mamas and daddies gonna be somewhat biased because they love their kids.
Yeah.
So you know sometimes you have to have that friend or that other person, and when they come to you, you give them the best advice possible, and you should expect nothing less from them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even if it ain't what you want to hear.
What about unconditional love? Hold on, let me ask Kavita that first. We're gonna come down the line.
All right.
What you think about that, Kavita?
I think that that's definitely a loaded question yet again. I don't know that I really truly believe in unconditional love. I think there's absolutely something that everybody on this earth could possibly do that's gonna make me not love you anymore.
Oh wow.
Okay, what
Man,
you think, D-Dub?
Man, I'm finna crank this thing. Man, I'm finna be honest with y'all, and y'all, hey, women can say what they want to say, the comments can post. I believe a woman should not ask of a man to do anything that she's not willing to do.
Okay.
Women come with all these expectations
Okay.
of what they want from a man, but they're not willing to give the man back what they're expecting.
Okay, let's crank it up.
How a woman go say, well, I want me a man with 401k, and you ain't got no 401k.
All right.
Okay.
How could a woman say, well, I want a man with no kids, and you got 4-5 kids?
Okay.
But you know what I'm saying? That's, in my eyesight, that's what God means by being equally yoked.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? Don't ask something that you're not gonna do. Don't ask a man to be what you're not gonna be.
Yeah.
How can you ask a man to be loving and you're not loving?
Yeah.
Okay?
True.
So,
I feel
with
you
that
on
being said, you can have the mic.
Oh, so you want me to?
Okay.
Oh no! I just said you can have the mic. I just need to get that little bit off my chest.
I feel you on that. Like, this, like, okay, A man has expectations going into a relationship like a woman has expectations of a relationship. A man expects for a woman to be loving, nurturing, all these things. So a woman is expecting for the man to be protecting, you know what I'm saying, loving, truthful, right?
A woman have to everything that you're saying that a woman have to be, a man have to be that too, and
Yeah.
everything that a man, you know what I'm saying, vice versa.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? She have to be identical to what she's asking
just
for
said, like
in
a
order,
equally yoked.
in order to make it work.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna say this, man. I with me, unconditional love to me is if I'm in a relationship, I would like for a woman to love me despite of my transgressions or whatever, just like she would be disappointed in her child, her mother, her father, her sister, her brother. But at the end of the day, no matter what they do, you can't write them off and be like, you ain't my brother no more. You ain't my mother no more.
Yeah.
Some people, maybe 10% of the world may say that. And I know that there are some people that have parents that have done horrendous things to them.
Yeah.
Or brothers and sisters.
True,
But
true.
they're still their brothers
Still
and their
their
sisters.
yeah.
They're still their mother and their father, right?
Yeah.
So when
Still
I
love
say
at the end of the day.
unconditionally, that's what unconditionally love means to me. Because guess what? Everybody love you when you're doing right. Everybody love you when you making them happy.
Yeah.
Everybody love you when you doing the right thing. But ain't nobody perfect. So I'm gonna do the wrong thing. I'm gonna do sometimes things that don't make you happy. And I may do things that put me in a compromising position to be like, hey, you need to leave him alone, right? But if you unconditionally love me, I'm not telling you to let me walk over you. I'm not telling you just forget about what I did. You know, if you unconditionally love me, you know, I don't want to use the word like put me on punishment or nothing like that, but let me gain that back to you because, you know, like, I'm just being honest. And that's the difference in unconditional to me.
Yeah.
If you unconditionally love me,
That's
I
no
think
matter
that
what.
I might not do everything right. I might not do what you see fit. And then sometimes, guess what? You got to realize, well, he just ain't on that.
Yeah.
Like, you can't try to always make people be what you want them to be. Sometimes you have to be like, hey, man, home in and be like, hey, she ain't on that.
Yeah.
Or he ain't on that.
Yeah.
Do they love you? Yeah, but they just ain't on that.
And see that what it, but you gotta understand Willie, that's where it go wrong with. If she's not that, then why you gonna continue to deal with that? Why you just won't get what you're looking for instead of trying to make somebody be something that they're not?
Okay, but understand this right here. People can change. I've changed dramatically. And I know I've always been a loyal dude, a 100 cat on a lot of accords. But sometimes when it came to my relationship, I'm just being honest with you. And I'm going to say this because this is real, you know what I'm saying? I've always sometimes fell short because of my attempt to be a man and see something that I like versus I know what I got, but I'll see something that I like, and then I like it, but then I don't really care about it, but I'll do something to compromise what I love. You know what I mean? And so when I compromise what I love, and it's like the person that loved me back, they'll be like, oh, you don't really love me. I do love you, but I kind of did something just like, you know, and I'm not trying to put myself in a child situation, but what I'm saying is your child can do something that you know you told them not to do, right? And they do it anyway, but you're going to still love them. So if you unconditionally love me, and I'm not asking you not to put me through the cycle like Michael in order to make me regain your trust and make me understand that you can't keep doing these things in order for you to think that we're going to possibly stay together.
Yeah.
Because I did learn one thing from my lady, and it was this word right here. If you apologize, it ain't about the apology. It's about changing your behavior after you apologize.
True.
Change
I learned that from my
behavior,
lady, too.
right?
Yeah,
Like,
that's
the
true.
change behavior is the most important thing. I thought she was gonna say it first, but I stole that.
That's right.
I stole that.
Yeah.
So, okay, we got the unconditional love part down, Pat. So like, you know, we were iterating on the part about a woman bringing the same thing a man that she
Man.
expected from a man.
Y'all really don't.
So-
Y'all really don't want me to crank up.
I-
We might have to end. We might. Well, we might have to end this thing if I crank it
I
up.
wanna
Crank it
address
up.
some of that.
That's
Cause
what-
see,
I
the
mean,
thing
that's
about
what
it
it's
is,
about. We're trying to get the truth out there, what we
the thing
think
about it,
is
I'm
true.
gonna keep it 100. And the thing about it is, I'm gonna say this. Hey man, after a woman be with you a couple of times, man, they know already how far it's gonna go. A woman know how far it's gonna go.
What you think
They,
about
they,
that?
they gonna know. They gonna know if, man, we just gonna do this. We just gonna do that. I'm just gonna be. It's just gonna be my little sex buddy. This just gonna be this. This just gonna be that. Man, they already know what they gonna do before they do it.
Okay, so
And
what you think on that, Kavita? What you is that?
Yes, I agree. I think that in every situation or relationship I've ever been in, after a couple times, I knew exactly what it was here.
Yeah.
That's definitely true. You know what you want and you know what you expect out of the situation, but a lot of times you'll find women who expect more than that man is willing to give. And that could pose an issue or a problem itself, because just because I expect it or I see it or I know where I want this relationship to head in the future, that doesn't necessarily mean that that's what it's going to be.
and you see that red flag, and guess what be in the back of your mind? I still can change this man.
Nope, you can't change no man. Nope.
I'm saying this would be in most women's mind. This would be in most women.
I ain't gonna agree on that. Now,
Man, this would be in most women mindset. I can change it. This the reason why a lot of relationships don't work. Because a woman want a man to be this way, and he ain't gonna be that way, but you still continue in the back of your mind, I'ma change him. I'ma change him. I'ma change him.
Yeah.
I'ma change him. I'ma change
Or
him.
better yet, you got a point, bro. But also, she got to also sometimes be like, am I, I'm in it and I can't change him. Am I willing to deal with him? And that's what I was trying to get back to, the unconditional part, because you'll never just measure up to no one, because ain't nobody perfect. But if you love that person enough, and I'm not telling nobody to just deal with
But that's
stuff
what
that they're not willing to
But
deal
Willie,
with.
that's
bro,
where the
ain't nobody
settle.
perfect.
Willie, that's where the settling come in.
Yeah,
See, that's when
everything
when
got to
So
This
basically,
this when
that when they
what
just
I'm
like,
saying
okay,
is when
I'm
a
gonna
woman
accept
know
this and just take this.
what when a woman know
But
when a
it's-
woman
it's
knows.
the same way with a man, though.
I
Man
understand
have
that, but when a
self-centered
woman
mindset.
know, when a woman know that she cannot change this man, bro, and she love him, man, she gonna start settling, and that's when the relationship gonna flip flop to where he's gonna start doing what he wanna do,
Yeah.
and she's gonna take it.
What you
Because-
really want to do? Because if you gonna say want to do, that means he never stopped. He never
That-
stopped doing
okay,
what he
and
wanted
that-
to
and
do.
that's right.
It's either up for her to settle with it and say, okay, I'm gonna deal with it, or she be like, this enough. I love him enough to let him be happy, because what I got going on, it don't make him happy, and the things that I would like for me and him to be a part of, it's not what he's trying to be about.
Yeah.
So it's best for her to go on about her business, because get what, you can always have a part of my heart.
Yeah.
But why would I give my heart to somebody that I know?
And that
don't-
sound good, but
that
tell-
I don't have their whole heart as well as I'm willing to give.
And
them
that
my
sound
heart.
good,
Like,
Willie,
that's-
but tell me how many women pack they goddamn bags and say, I'm tired of this shit, I'm finna dip. And I'm gonna sit back and wait for the answer.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this: a lot of women don't pack their bags because
You know
I'm
what-
not- hold up.
Go ahead.
Let me just say this.
Go ahead. Go
Let's
ahead,
just-
bro.
Let's just
Go-
be all the way 100.
Go
right?
be 100, I'm listening.
Because most women don't have to pack their bag. You know why, bro?
Because of me.
Because the guys move into the lady
That's
house.
what
and
I'm
then they
thinking
try
about.
to take over the domain.
Yeah.
When really, if you, and I'm not trying to make it to be a trap where you could put her out, but I feel like to a certain extent, and I'm not saying that it can't work to where, okay, I move into this lady house and your expectations ain't to be put out, But what I am saying is sometimes you got to realize that the reason why guys most of the time get violent and belligerent is because they violated and they've been wrong, and the lady asked them to what?
They asked them to
right?
leave. Yeah.
And then when you don't leave, you get violent and belligerent with the lady. Then it turns into domestic violence. Versus if he kind of the one and she just tired of it, you can say a million times, baby, just stay, baby, just stay. But if she ready to pack her bags, and the only way you gonna get her to stay then is to what? Get violent. Then why are you getting violent? Cause she the one leaving and letting everything go. Cause I've learned from experience from that. Guess what? And I was like, okay, if you want to leave, leave. And I've been put out before, so it only one time. But my thing is this: I didn't like the way it felt. Well, not just put out because I've never really had to live with no one. Thank the Lord, most of the time. But I have been in a relationship where I'm at a woman's house and she puts me out of her house, and that don't feel too good. You know what I'm saying?
Man, in my
So
hey,
good at all.
since I've been on this earth, bro, and I ain't bragging, and I'm just being 100. Man, I ain't never been put out of woman's house because I always had my own.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Not say I didn't have my own, but what I am saying is, if she tell you to leave, you got to leave.
Yeah.
That's definitely true, but I'm kind of curious. I got a few things that I want to address here. Now, you say that you've never been put out of a woman's house because you've always had your own.
Never.
Okay, but you also feel like the woman that you're with has to bring the same exact thing to the table.
Always.
Okay, so if you got your house and she has her house, how do you all move forward? Like, how do you expect a long-term situation to come about in that? Like, if there's marriage in the future, if it's a long-term relationship, you continue to live separately?
If we are girlfriend and boyfriend, you know what I'm saying, I might spend the night, she might spend the night, but when you talking about being together, nah, man, if she got somewhere, like she got an apartment, she gonna leave her apartment. I'm gonna leave whatever I got going on, and we gonna buy something together. That way, you know, if I get mad at you, I'm going in the other room.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna tell me,
Get out.
you know, put your shit out and this
Yeah.
and that. I go in the other room, and you know, we gonna speak for a couple of days. We'll walk past each other, and then you know, once everybody, you know, everything get calmed down and we able to talk to each other.
But
That's
guess,
what we gonna do.
But guess what though? Real talk. That's the way it should be. No matter for real. If a man decides to leave his safety zone, or a woman invites a man to come in and intertwine with her in her home because you know she said I want us to live together, or they say that they want each other to live together, but primarily it's her house.
Mm-hmm.
You should never nobody should never really put nobody out.
Yeah, that ain't cool.
You know what I'm saying? Because even if you just got a one bedroom, you gonna have a living room, you're gonna have a bathroom. You know, sometimes my place that I find, and it's not nothing that got to do with being upset or anything like that, but sometimes I just find my little man space right in the bathroom, and I might spend 2 or 3 hours in there just listening to music and messing with my beard or cutting my toenails, my fingernails, and before it's over, I hear like, dog, what you been in the bathroom doing? I'm just in there. That's my little covenant. So every man know how to be like he in the dog pound, right? And know how to go over here to the side and chill out and give it a little moment. But man, if you really in it, nobody should technically put nobody out. Now, am I saying that you shouldn't leave home? Yeah, if you need to leave before you blow your top, then take off and allow yourself to go and release a little pressure. Whether it's go have a drink or walk around the park or whatever you may have to do, other than totally just automatically go and be with somebody else.
Okay.
You know, that necessarily ain't the right thing to do.
It ain't the right thing,
we
not
got-
But
necessarily.
it happens.
We got
Not
it.
necessarily, it ain't the right thing to do,
Because,
period.
but sometimes it might be necessary because the person that you might be with may not be the one for you. So
But it's still not okay to go out and be with somebody else. If that's the case, you need to bring the relationship to an end and then find
Yeah, I mean,
someone else.
I'm gonna say that if it got to go to the point where okay, you have an argument, or you have a disagreement, and it gets to the point where one person feel like okay, I need to go be with somebody else because this right here ain't going right or whatever, then I agree with you on that. You don't need to be with that person. You don't need to be in a relationship. Period. You need to go do what you got to do and go about your business. Because why would you be in a relationship with somebody and when you have a spat or argument or whatever you disagree on, you get in your mind, oh, I need to go be with somebody else.
But you know
So-
why? Okay, go ahead.
So I'm just like, you ain't ready for a commitment. You ain't ready for a relationship.
Because guess what? Sometimes, man, time is more important than anything. Because we look at the fact that I put so much time and effort into something, even though it's not going right. And I'm not saying that every time something don't go right, you should just walk away and throw your hands up and look for something new. Because that way you don't know how to resolve situations, circumstances, and problems and deal with obstacles, right?
Yeah.
But if you know in your heart that you really don't really care for that person like that, and you really want them out of your space and out of your aura, and you ain't gonna do them no good, and they ain't doing you no good, then yeah, I agree with what you saying.
You know what I'm
But
saying?
man,
Like that's what
The heart always fooled the mind.
Yeah. What I'm saying is, it's like, you know,
The heart-
men
the
and
heart
women, men and
always
women
fooled
they
them.
have disagreements every day.
The
You ain't
heart
gonna
always-
agree on everything. You ain't gonna be like, okay, well, yeah, everything gonna go good every day.
of course.
Everything gonna go
The
good
heart
sometimes.
always fooled the
Everything some things gonna go bad sometimes. But I'm saying is, if you got that one argument that's been y'all been kind of like feuding each other for a couple of weeks, whatever, however the situation may be, if you really in love with that person or you really want to be with that person, that one spat that you having, or it may be going to kind of rock at the time, that don't mean you go out here and be with somebody else because you feel like, okay, shit, I need to go just do this, fuck this, I'm fuck her and all that. You know what I'm saying? If that's the person you want to be with, then you need to try to work that out. Like he just said, go in the other room, go downstairs, go down the hallway, like you just said, go take a walk. But if you feel like, okay, when I had this spat, I gotta go be with somebody else, then you ain't, like I just said, the commitment part, you ain't really be committed to that one person that you with. Am I making any sense to y'all?
Yes,
Of course,
absolutely.
because
I mean, it's what I'm saying is, it's gotta be, you can't just get mad and just say, hey, I'm tired of this. You know, I'm gonna go be with Keisha down the street over here. You know what I'm saying? Because Keisha treat me whatever. She look at me different or whatever. You gotta be willing to accept whatever going on. Like brother just said, let it die down, blow off. You know what I'm saying? A couple of days,
Yeah,
whatever.
you
it
ain't
take.
gonna speak. You know,
And
women
just
get
go
mad.
from
They
there.
don't want you to touch
Yeah.
them. They don't want to talk.
Yeah.
They'll walk right past. You know, they might fix you something to eat. They might
Might
not.
not, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They go. You know, if y'all get in the bed together, she gonna turn her way. You gonna turn your way. You know, it'll be like that for a day or two until everything, you know, like calm down. Then
Yeah.
we'll discuss it, but we never just letting it go and moving on, man. That ain't gonna help the situation. You got to discuss it and talk about it and see, what we're gonna do about it, get a resolution to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So what you think on that? What you?
I absolutely agree with you. I definitely think that in any relationship, like I guess people like different shit. People different.
Yeah.
And what works for one relationship might
May
not
not work.
necessarily work for the
Exactly.
next.
Exactly.
But like some of the things that he described, I definitely we can't maintain like that in our household, and we don't though.
Yeah.
We don't, and then of course our relationship is not perfect. We argue. We
Ain't nobody's
fuss.
perfect.
Right, we argue, we fuss,
Nobody
but
perfect,
some things that we implemented because we know that this is what we want,
Yeah.
and we want to see it go further. We, some of that little stubborn stuff that don't really bring good to the relationship, you gotta let go.
Let it go, yeah.
We don't do that petty stuff, and it might be because I am honest enough to say and understand that it might be situations where we have a little petty argument, and 10 minutes later he good. I'm not good yet. I'm
Oh, I
not
know
good
that.
yet.
Yeah.
So I'll literally
Okay, let's
tell
elaborate
him,
on that right there.
but
when
I'll
you-
literally tell him, give me
Yeah,
a minute,
yeah,
because
yeah.
I ain't there yet.
Yeah.
Give me a minute. Especially if it's a petty argument, it don't take him long to get over it at all.
Yeah.
I might still be mad
But
for 20, 30 minutes.
see, people are different on that.
Yeah.
Like you just said, 10 minutes later, he good, you ain't. Everybody ain't like that. So it's
Right.
like, you know what I'm saying? You you gotta come to that common ground. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be like, okay, I know I'm still like a little upset by this. You know, I want to address myself. I want to get this out. You know, it's like it's something that's just on you, but the other person may be like, shit, I'm good. I said what I said is over with. You know what I'm saying? But how do you go about to get that part, so you can get your, I guess, off your chest?
I think that all relationships are about compromise.
Yeah.
Like literally, sometimes, like I said, when I don't want to be bothered, I tell him just give me a minute. We all know Willie. I'm be honest, he don't give me a minute. When he over and he feel like it's done, he want it to be done instantly.
Yeah.
So even if I still got
I'm
an
ready to
attitude,
go out. What else?
even if I
I'm ready
still
to go
got an
get
attitude,
dinner.
then he will, he do a little crazy stuff to try to get me over the situation. He'll start cracking jokes and stuff and, calling me at crazy names and stuff like that. And sometimes it works. It does. And sometimes it does not. But I also feel like in a relationship, you have to come to that compromise because, what works for you might not work for the person that you're with. But if you want the relationship to sustain, you compromise and you sacrifice.
Okay, the lady in the comments, Ms. Swanson, said, I think people should just be honest. Nobody's perfect. If you can find someone that's decent, not trying to beat on you, willing to work, got morals, and you can deal with the quirks, get with them because the pool is full of trash.
I agree that the pool is full of trash.
What y'all think about that? I'm gonna start with. I feel like bro got a little energy going. Come on,
Man,
crank it up,
man,
crank it up, bro.
I
I mean, speak, bro. That's just what it's about. I mean, I know you the co-host. You know what I'm saying? Did that and the other, and I appreciate my brother coming on, my sister coming on. So it's like we gotta
Before
get
he
this.
get ready to
Go ahead, bro.
Since he don't want to be the villain, I'm gonna tell y'all like this. I feel where he coming from because like I come from the turf and a lot of the things how he feel. That's how I felt about a lot of things for a long time.
Yeah.
But I had to learn that it ain't just all about how I feel, how
Exactly.
I want stuff to be.
Yeah.
Like if you really in it to win it, you got to have a common ground to somewhat compromise. And let's just be clear. Some stuff women can't do, but men can do. And there's some stuff that women can do that men cannot do.
Yeah.
And I mean that like everybody can do the same, but what I'm saying is it's some things that's that's biased when it comes to a woman.
Yeah.
And then it's biased when it comes to a man.
Yeah.
Like a man can go out there and walk around naked and strut around and squeak or go through women like the flu. But if women do that, not saying that other men don't want her, but I don't think too many men that's gonna want her to be the one for them.
Yeah.
Not saying that now, because if she's banging at this that, a man gonna want his due diligence in that situation too.
Yeah.
But I don't think he gonna wipe her up and turn her into what he want her to be, right?
Yeah.
And even if he bear her gifts, even if he give her money and all of that, because a favor is for a favor. Let's just be clear.
Yeah.
So man, we all, yeah. When it come down to that, like there are some women that's totally just ain't trying to be with one man, and she okay with that, and men do want to be with her, but not for long term either.
Yeah.
And it's something that may.
Yeah.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? It's something that may.
So let's see what we got you on that. Let's see what D-Dub got.
No, go ahead.
I'm curious what the meant. What did that mean? What does that mean?
What?
When you said what did that mean?
About what?
When Willie was talking, like you didn't say anything. Your response was just a hum. What did that mean?
No, I'm just agreeing with him.
I don't want to speak for him, but the hum is because bruh still, he's standing on his square a certain type of way, and until he may find that one that can make him use, sometimes I'm gonna call it that third eye, right? Until he find that one that can maybe make him use that third eye. I totally feel where he coming from because I've been there before. I've been there. I done that. You know what I'm saying? But was I right now? But that's what I believed in and that's what I stood on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you standing on something, you stand on something like that right there, right? But then when you feel like, okay, I found the one, and now she opened my other eye up to see that it just ain't all about what I want or the way that I think this thing should be. Until he finds that, can't nobody change his mind about how he feel about the situation.
Man, everybody pretend well. The thing about it is, you know what I'm saying, women, how can I put this, man? Because I don't want to say the wrong thing and just upset nobody.
Man,
You
come
know,
on,
like,
really, man. This
women, you know what I'm
un-
saying, everybody
Bro.
pretend well, man. You
Right
know
now,
what I'm
bro,
saying?
you like the Simon Cowell, so it's okay.
Yeah. Hey, everybody pretend
Everybody got to
well.
have somewhat of
A man-
of a villain.
Yeah,
And bro, I'm with you on certain stuff, right? And I feel that, and so I thank you because you saying stuff I ain't got to say. So
A
man,
man,
I
a man
appreciate you,
gonna,
bro.
a man gonna do what's necessary to get what he want. You know, a man gonna pretend well. You know, the most dangerous man is a man that'll sit back and listen to a woman. And what I mean by that, and I ain't telling on us, but I'm just telling you, the most dangerous man is the man that'll sit back and listen to what you want. Because guess what? He'll sit right there and give you everything you want, and his intentions not gonna be the same thing you think it is.
But that's not gonna last. That's not gonna last. Eventually, he gonna show his true colors at some point.
Never.
At some point, you know that
And
ain't
you
true.
know what? By the time his
At some
true,
point, he
by
gonna
the
show
time
his
his
true
true,
colors.
by the time his true colors show, you gonna be all the way in.
And then what?
That's what the selling comes.
No. Maybe I disagree with that because I was in that
Hey,
situation.
I understand.
I was married for 11 and a half
And
years.
I understand.
And I'm honest enough to admit that the man that I married in the beginning
Mm-hmm.
was not the man that I divorced in the end.
Mhm.
He put up a facade for a long time.
And I understand.
And when his true colors
And how long
showed,
were you married?
11 and a half years.
Say that again. How many?
11 and a half years.
And how long did he put up with this facade?
How long did I
He
put up
put
with
on
it?
facade.
I'm
That's
saying,
what
how
I'm
long did he put? I mean, how long did you put up with it for? 11 and a half.
I would say I put up with it probably for about
When did
9
you
and
know?
a
When
half.
did you know he was not the same person that you
About
married?
9
in the
and a
beginning?
half years in.
So the last
About
two,
9 and a half.
last 2
the
years,
last 2 years is when I put my foot down and was
you
like,
were
this
trying
is-
to decide what you wanted
No,
to
I
do.
knew if things did
Did
not
you
change,
leave?
we
Did you
were-
leave then?
Absolutely. No, not at the 9 and a half. No.
Did you leave?
No. I did
Leave.
not leave at the 9 and a half, but when I saw that things were not changing, I knew it was not going to be
It
forever.
took you 9.5 years to see that he was somebody different.
It did. It did. It took me 9 and a half years to see that he was somebody
Damn.
different.
Hmm?
That's different.
Oh, okay.
See, y'all was on here earlier talking about unconditional love. And y'all say y'all want that.
Yeah,
but then
but you
again, you
keep
don't
trying,
want
yeah.
that. Simply because you asked her, did she leave in the 9.5 years? No. It was that unconditional love that the woman provides that you asked for that gives her the patience and the determination to allow you to correct it.
Yourself, yeah. She gave you a
So-
chance and a
When
chance
you-
for correction.
When
so
you
there
get
was no,
when you get a
there was
chance
no
when you get a
correction,
chance when
right?
you get
There was
when
no
you get a
correction.
chance and go back and look at when you get a chance go back and look at this podcast, you would never see me say anything about unconditional love.
The panel discussed
I know it, but I didn't. I just
So
shut
what
up
are your thoughts
because
on
I don't
unconditional
believe.
love?
Because he-
Man, there's a lot of
because,
stuff that I don't believe in that y'all believe in. Like people be always talking about, man, you know, that's my soulmate.
and
Man,
guess
ain't,
what?
ain't no such thing as a soulmate.
And-
Ain't nobody can. It's no way in this world that somebody gonna come in your life and like everything that you like.
No, that's what
The
makes
sky is blue. Oh yeah, it is. I like the sky blue with you too.
Oh, this guy
So
is
that-
blue,
wait a minute.
boy.
I'm just saying,
He
bruh, it is
definition
no,
of soulmate.
it is no, y'all can sit up here and do this, but bruh, it is no such thing as somebody being a soulmate, man.
I ain't
The
saying-
only way you gonna become a soulmate with somebody, you're gonna have to be with them for a long time and learn to love each other.
Unconditionally,
Listen,
bro.
I said learn to
But
love
despite
each other,
your
bro.
pros
We
and
ain't
your
talking
cons,
being
and you
unconditional.
gonna love them no matter what.
I understand
bro.
what you're
Like,
saying,
let's
Winnie,
just
but
be real.
unconditional love ain't got nothing to do with somebody being a soulmate, bro. That soulmate stuff, man, that's over, man. That ain't even real.
We hadn't talked about a soulmate.
But we're gonna address it, because I think he got the definition of the soulmate.
No, ma'am, I don't have it wrong. It's not
Yeah,
twisted.
you said there's nobody that's ever gonna come into your life and y'all agree upon everything.
No.
That doesn't make you a soulmate.
No,
You
no.
can be as somebody. You can have a
It's more like a
soulmate.
yes woman or a yes
Right.
man.
You
Right?
can have a soulmate and y'all not agree on everything. What the definition of a soulmate is a person ideally suited to another.
And there's
as
nobody in this world together ideally suited to each other.
as
And I'ma tell
a
you.
friend or a romantic partner. So that doesn't mean that we're gonna always agree. That means that we are connected to the point where our souls attract one another. And it provides a love situation. No two people are ever going to agree on everything. That's
Yeah,
unrealistic.
and I touched on that
I
earlier. 'cause
understand
everybody different.
I understand that part, but
Damn, she gave the definition without looking.
and I
I wonder
understand.
why I love this woman.
And I understand
Yeah.
that makes sense in her world, but man, I'm just
So it
saying.
doesn't make sense in your world?
No, because it ain't no way in this world. It ain't no way in this world. I don't care what nobody
Yeah,
say.
yeah.
You are not gonna make me believe
Okay.
that this man come in your life and he your soulmate. Nah, man. I'm talking about like I can.
This is what the unconditional love is. Unconditional love, simply put, is love without strings attached. It's love you offer freely. You don't base it on what someone does for you in return. You simply love them and want nothing more than their happiness. This type of love, sometimes called compassionate or a gate love, may sound
Agape.
somewhat familiar. So that being said, and what y'all saying, I mean, I look at it like the soulmate part, and I'm with you on that, bro. I don't believe in that neither. It's like you just said, how can somebody just come into your life and you're like, oh man, this is the person I've been looking for. This is my soulmate. He just this, he did that, or she this and she that.
He
I ain't never said nothing about no soulmate.
he like everything
I
I
never
like.
said nothing about a soulmate.
You keep saying that.
Never.
It's not about
Because
everything
a woman
When I said something about a soulmate,
a woman
Soulmate, however, you have said that there has been people that has come into your life, and they were all of the things that you were asking for. So even though you never said soulmate, but that's not what it was the was for. It was the fact that you have said that someone has come into your life and presented you or had all of the qualities in which you were looking for. The topic of this podcast is what women want. No one on this panel has discussed what a woman wants. The only thing that the men on this panel has discussed is
What they want.
what they want
What
in
they
a
want.
woman. That is the biggest, that is the 99 percentile of why all relationships
Don't
fail.
work.
Absolutely.
It's not about what you want or what she wants. It's what you can build
And
So,
compromise.
yeah.
together.
Absolutely.
It's,
understand.
you know,
I
it's not,
understand.
I wouldn't even look at it as a compromise. I wouldn't even look at it as a compromise. If you love someone unconditionally, it's not, that means without strings attached. If she comes to you and she don't have a dime, but she's offering you that one thing that you want, it doesn't matter if she has a dime, because she's offering you that one thing that you desire. Some people just want to be loved. You see relationships where women don't have nothing, and a man will provide them with everything. And
Yeah, you
everybody would like to know, why is he with her? She's doing this, this, and that. He does not care about the this and that she's doing. It's the one thing that he wants.
That she's
Is
able
why,
to
is
provide.
why she's with him. And why he's with her.
I understand that. I understand
So
that.
when men ask what a woman wants, she's gonna tell you what she wants. But men should never ask a woman what she wants. He should ask her, what do you need? Because any man can provide a woman with what she wants. A man that gives a woman what she needs has a loyal woman. A woman that will not go out and cheat on you. You have a woman that is going to put up with all of your crap. That's why women stay with men, because he's giving her what she needs. If it's a place to stay, she needs it. It allows you to take a lot of stuff that you would not take because it's what you need. What a woman wants, that's the topic. That's everybody's topic.
Well, I apologize. I got off.
Schoolhouse.
I got off.
Why would you put the camera on you for the all that?
I got off I got out of character. I got off
Don't
my
apologize, man. Oh, stand by what you stand on.
But
man.
hey, I stand by what I stand by.
But it makes
And
sense.
he has a right to
But
stand
stand
on
on
it.
what
He
you
has a
stand
right
on.
to feel that way.
I don't
But my
want nobody to think
perspective
I ain't
is gonna be
standing on what I stand on.
because the people that I was raised by was born in 1913 and 1914. So my perspective is going to be different.
Oh, yeah.
Because they was raised during a time where they had nothing. Things of what you want was not in the equation.
Yeah.
So what I look for in a relationship is different because those two people were basically living their life trying to give each other what they needed in order to survive. Now that we're able to have these different things and money and different means of getting money and things like that is out there,
Yes.
it turned into a want versus a what you need.
Of course.
So that's why relationships don't really last because people, oh, I want him to buy me this, I want him to buy me this.
And if he don't,
But-
then that means he don't love you, or
Exactly.
vice versa. As a woman, like, let's just be clear, because some stuff men ask for, some women may not be for it, but if you don't give it to them, they feel like, oh, you don't love them, like compromising some type of stuff that
Okay.
their
But
integrity and
unconditional
things
love
like
is
that.
no strings attached. So stop
Yeah.
asking for things like Donna say that you can't give.
Exactly. So I'm gonna ask this again: what women want?
I told you.
I'm gonna let's
Oh,
reiterate
it
on.
all-
I'm gonna come down the line.
Okay, because it all still remains the same. Honesty, trust, consistency, faithfulness, communication, all of the above.
Excuse me, I just gave y'all the game. Y'all asked her what she want, but you still ain't asked her what she need.
Kavita, what do you need?
What do you need, Miss Kavita?
I need all of the above. I do. I need all of the above.
See, let me say this. Hold it before you go any further. The reason why I said what women want, because that was supposed to be the topic. Okay, we can, step on the part about, and I understand what you're saying. Okay, I feel what you're saying, what women need. What about what a man needs?
But it ain't what they ain't the topic.
That ain't the topic? So we're
No,
going to
we
leave
just-
that
Right, let's go
for another
on.
day.
Let's don't
Let's
get
go
sensitive.
on.
No,
I ain't saying it in a bad way.
I'm
Hold
just
on,
trying to feed it on
We
both
gonna-
ends.
No.
What do men?
We
what
gonna
do a
stick.
man want?
That's what we got to do eventually. We got to stick to the topic,
You need-
no matter
One of them
what we feel
Yeah,
like.
yeah,
We got to
yeah.
stick with the topic
Yeah.
of what it is. And if we wanted to be that, we'd do it the next time.
Okay, we'll
right?
do that on
So
next
we ain't gonna veer from it
Well,
because that's what she basically saying.
Well, I
We
need a
keep
favor
veering
from you.
What
I need you to
really
pop
the
that for
topic
your-
really is.
Like
Pop
that.
that top.
Pop that, bro. Let me get this in me, cause
That's
man.
what she said.
Let me get one.
Shoot.
Oh, the wine drinking on an adult beverage tonight, y'all. You know, yesterday you couldn't drink one. You know what I'm saying? I gave you drink one.
Oh,
cause
you
he
want to
does
start
that.
that again? We're going to start that at the end of this right here, because
Okay,
we're going to go from there.
I'll make
But
sure.
hey,
Look, hey, if it ain't no more in there, don't worry about Dwayne. We'll drink some more of them little bit of water.
them baby waters he bought.
Yeah.
Little kitty.
Look, I'm not here. I'm not.
Still drinking them.
I'm
though.
not here to be the
Still
villain. I'm not
drinking
here to bash nothing that a woman says, man.
I
It's
already
just
got
that
something
be honest with yourself.
Mhm.
We're not here to try to repair y'all from whatever y'all done went through. We're not here to take your baggage that you bringing with you. That's not what we're here to do. Fix yourself first
Yeah.
before you step to us.
Wait a minute, hold on.
Women are not the same.
But I'm telling.
That's true. Hold up. That's true. That's true. Now all women ain't the same, just like all men ain't the same, because all men ain't out here trying to be a dog.
Hold on,
All men
hold
ain't out here trying to hit everything that he
Hold
sees
on,
out here in the street.
hold on 1 second. I want to say this.
So that's true.
I want
That's
to
true.
say this. I want to say this. I just want everybody to know that there's women in this studio as well as me, and not just Kavita. So sometimes when y'all hear these voices or whatnot ever, even if you don't see her face, we're not. I want y'all to know for the record, we ain't just trying to attack Kavita because she got a little bad club. And we don't have
we
a little
need
bad
that
club.
woman
But
opinion too.
what we really trying to get to is clear cut understanding, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Understanding
hold
at
on.
the end of
First
the
of
day.
all, I'm Donna, right?
Turn around.
That's right.
Let me introduce myself. I'm Kavita.
Like that.
Hey, I'm
This is
done.
the first time I ever met you.
Yeah.
But we finna get into it.
Let's go.
So, my thing is this. You said y'all not here to fix what we've been through
That's right.
previously.
No, that's not our job.
But, and you, it's as though you talk as though women come with all this baggage.
They do.
But do
Women-
you
women
not
come-
hold on.
Go ahead.
Do you not know and understand that men come with their own set of baggage?
I understand that, but 9 times out of 10, when a woman comes, she coming with her baggage and she coming with a story.
Men as well.
Yeah, but women.
Men as well.
I understand that, but I'm just telling you.
Coming with some extra women, crazy.
I'm just.
And children.
Oh,
I-
And
Mamas and all.
I understand that.
The
Women
women
coming with the same thing, baby,
Mamas and all.
baby daddies.
So why is it such an issue with the baggage that we might carry, but your baggage all right?
Because
No, I
no,
know,
I
it's
didn't
not
say.
okay.
I'm not saying
let
that it's.
me
I'm
speak,
not.
let
I'm
me
not
speak.
saying that it's okay. I'm just telling you that from a man's point of view, it's not our job as men to fix y'all. Y'all need to be already fixed when y'all come to the relationship.
Oh, well, you
Because
need to
if
be
y'all are
already
not,
fixed
and then
in
you're
the
right.
relationship.
Because if you're not, guess what's gonna happen? You're gonna bring the baggage to us, and you're gonna cause more problems than is necessary.
That goes both
That
ways.
go both ways.
I know it goes
True.
both
Let me
ways.
speak on that. Let me speak on
Come
that.
on, speak on
Come
that.
on with it.
Speak on that. Every person in this world needs two people. They need God, number one,
That's right.
and they need someone to comfort them. Okay? So,
Comfort and fixing is two different things, but go ahead, I'm listening.
In a relationship, if you're in a relationship with someone, I'm gonna give you for an example. Hypothetically, you have had a bad day.
Yeah.
Someone has done something to wrong you in some form or fashion. You are a man. Now,
You saying- are you
no,
say-
no,
are you
I'm
telling me
saying
that-
I know you personally, so therefore I know you are a man.
Yeah.
I'm speaking like, hey, Donald is a man.
Uh-huh.
Because I know you, you're a man. I'm not saying you're a boy, you one of them niggas. You're a man.
Yeah.
I know that.
Thank you.
And as a man, when you get through talking to God,
Yeah.
you go in there, and if you don't say nothing but, oh man, and or lay down, and feet get put on you, or something, it don't always come with words. You
Yeah.
need somebody to comfort you.
That's right.
So therefore, in a situation when baggage comes, because people come from all type of bad relationships, they have problems growing up, all type of stuff. Some of the strongest relationships, some of the most powerful couples in the world, they got them from someone who broke them.
That's right.
And the person that fixed them is the person
that
that
got
will
them
die
forever,
for
yeah.
today.
And that's a wonderful
Because
point.
I'm not gonna even lie, man. I ain't gonna hold y'all. And I don't mean to cut you off, because we just
No, but we here for like But I'm gonna say this, bro. On this show, I don't want nobody thinking like I can't say this, I can't say that.
Okay.
Like this is what we talked about, right?
That's right.
Raw,
Come on with it.
uncut, keeping it straight, keeping it straightforward. Like that's what I want, man. I want people to speak their mind because it's somebody that's thinking the same way you thinking. It's somebody thinking the same way you thinking. Somebody thinking the same way brother
Definitely.
thinking. Somebody thinking the same way I'm thinking. So on and so forth. So it's like, don't think like what you saying is like you can't say this or you know you don't want to. Hey, speak your mind, man. That's what we here for. We trying to enlighten some people
Okay,
and help some
well,
people
man,
out.
look, get what though, and I can get small. I'm trying to, but you regularly just cut me off. I don't like that, man. We all right right now.
I tried to just take up for you and say, hey, bro, I want you to feel comfortable.
Take up
That's
for
what
the
I'm trying to
bell,
get you to
bro.
understand.
Take
Feel
up for the
comfortable.
bell, bro.
You don't, take up for
We
the
like Shaq. We like Shaq and Charles Barkley right now, bro.
Hey,
Look, man. Look, man.
said take
I
up for
don't
the
need. All you need to do is say, "This is Willie Moe," or speak, bro. I don't need all of them entities to make you feel like you got to uplift me because.
But hold on, can I
you know,
say one more thing too?
Yeah.
And I say this so people out there that's listening or people who's gonna
That's how we handle each other.
Yeah, I understand. Would say this. Donald speaks from what he's saying about a woman bringing specific things to the table.
And they need to know that too.
He is a man that brings specific things to the table.
Of course.
And as a man, he shouldn't have to work hard and a woman expect for
yeah.
him to give all the specific
Yeah.
things he has worked
And
hard
she ain't got nothing
all
herself
these
to offer.
years to the
Of
table, and he give it all. So
That's
I
right.
understand.
That's right. And I feel like that too. And I'm totally on
And
that.
as a man, he is right because that's what he needs.
But guess
he
what though?
needs
So,
a woman to bring
But-
the same thing to the table
but guess what,
that
though?
he has in
But-
order for his
for it
relationship
to be-
to maximum potential.
But
Maximum.
but guess what?
That's the
But guess
only
what,
way it
though?
can
So,
be, bro.
Sometimes it don't line up, or I don't feel like putting in the work. You know, before I got into this serious relationship I'm in now, we had fun. We may go eat. I'm doing the shit that women expect for a man to do. But at the end of the day, when it comes to titles and all that shit, I do know how to say we ain't that.
Do you think that's fair?
I think that it don't necessarily mean that it's fair if it's not fair. If I feel like our potential are what it is, because I feel like there's some things that you're lacking or slacking, and I shouldn't have to sit here and tell you what you lacking or slacking on, because just like you just said about Donald, every real man gonna already have his shit established and together, and he gonna bring his totally to the table, because women gonna already look at to see what the dynamics of what this man bring, right? But if I love you enough, regardless of what you got or don't got, I'm willing to say,
Settle.
hey, we gon' I ain't gonna say settle. I'm gonna say, I ain't gonna say.
Well, there's nothing.
Well, you
It's
can't speak.
compromise.
I'ma say-
You can't.
Oh,
speak
you right.
for
I'm gonna be
Donald,
quiet, bro. I'm gonna
because-
drink my Corona.
Because when you kept on talking, and I was quiet for like 20 minutes, cause I let you spoke how you spoke,
bro.
and then eventually,
I'm
bro,
quiet, I'm
eventually, bro, when you find the one, regardless of all this other stuff.
Has found the one.
Okay, well I don't know that
That's
because
why
I don't
he's
know his.
speaking how he's speaking because he has found the one.
Okay,
he's
well-
been there. He is
well-
aware. He knows what
well,
the equal
okay,
and
well,
maximum
well,
potential is.
well, okay.
This is a man speaking on a panel that has went through all of that.
But-
His perspective is different from everybody else's that's sitting here because he's been there and he's found it. So he understands.
But you act as if nobody else have been through that but him.
But you found the one too. And I'm glad.
But I'm just saying, I told him 20 minutes ago, that's why I let him pop his shit and speak his piece and
Right.
all
Handle your
this.
business, Will.
So, cause
Handle
guess
your
what?
business, Will.
Cause get what? If he didn't, I was. So I thank him for
But-
not making me be
But
the
you know
villain.
what?
Yeah.
I'm not-
But
I'm gonna give you-
but
I'm gonna get
also
credit to
when
who
I
you do.
also
Handle your business,
also
Will.
when I okay.
Handle your business,
but
Willie.
get what? But get what?
Handle your
Once I
business,
found-
Willie.
Once I found
She
the
did that.
one.
The one. She did that.
And I ain't have to find him, cause the
You
crazy
already
part
have.
about it, I'm gonna quote something, and I know somebody else said it before him, but I always think about DMS. If you love something, let it go. If it come back to you, it's yours, and if it don't, it truly wasn't. So over 20 years, boom, and it boomerang back. We was always still friends, was always cool. And she was married. I had my situation with relationships or whatnot ever in the years that she was married, and we weren't necessarily trying to get back together, but we was always cool and cordial when we saw each other out, and we wanted each other to win. We wasn't trying to like shit on each other because you weren't with me or this and that. We never had those type of conversations. It was some genuine, okay, like a friendship. Well, it was not like, it was just still a friendship because we wasn't in a relationship no more, right? But boomeranging back, I'm gonna say this. What's so crazy is one night we was in the club and my ex was right there, and just so happened she was in there too. And I'm talking to her, but then my ex come in and I'm trying my best to kind of make this shit work because we got a lot established together, right? And she burned out, but I know that this somebody that really have always had their place in my heart, and more than just not a little bit, but a whole lot, right? because I'm gonna say this for my own podcast, what I choose to share, but I ain't gonna give it to these guys right here.
None of your
Make
business.
that shit go through the roof, cause I gotta say some stuff to be on my plate, right, with our relationship. But I will say this.
Always just
But
throw
I-
some hate at
No,
them.
I ain't throw no hate, bro. I just let you know that I ain't finna give y'all
All the
of it.
content.
You know, all
You gonna
of
keep
bro.
it for
I'm saying
itself.
something
Ain't
for
nothing wrong with
myself,
that.
bro.
Ain't nothing wrong with
It's
that.
like watching Batman. Same bad times. It gonna continue, but I did let people know that when I do spit it out there, I hope they be waiting to hear it. So guess
Okay.
what, man? I'm
And
letting
we
you
gonna
at
be on
least
your
I
show, too.
started it
Yeah.
on your show.
Yeah, I feel
you
you.
know, on y'all show.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say this to say that, man. She was a lady. She was cool. She didn't flip out. She didn't flip her top.
Yeah.
And when I walked back over there to communicate with her, now that I came over there in no type of, she was like, "Willie, no. I'm like, what? She's like, you ain't ready yet. And I ain't understand it because a man of my stature, I've always been the guy that gonna get it, gonna have it, and gonna, make sure I bring a lot of things to the table.
Yeah.
Man, I tell her to this day, I said, baby, you left me out there being a whole thought pocket for a whole year. But because she knew that she knew, nigga, you ain't ready.
Yeah.
Right? And then what's so crazy, and I'm giving you something now. So since you think I must tell y'all that she invited me to my own cousin's house for Thanksgiving. And when she invited me to my own cousin's house for Thanksgiving, right? This is my first cousin, my mama and her mama, sisters. She was like, oh, I'm gonna be at your cousin's house for Thanksgiving, and if you wanna come by.
Who said that?
He's talking about me.
You talking about something like that?
Like, I didn't hear you gonna invite me
You
to
trying to
my
buy
own
a cousin?
cousin's
You trying
house.
to? What you trying to do?
So she invited me to my own cousin's house. I'm like, what the hell? And not that I didn't, and I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna keep it 1,000 while I had already got the call because, I'm a married man. And it was like, hey, I know you was over, but, she coming over here for Thanksgiving. so I got to put that out there too. But, and from that point on, it was like a year. And then we started kicking it. Now we start communicate. We always have communicate. We start communicating very heavily. And then we started, engaging and not talking about sexually, just engaging on thoughts and minds and this and this and this and that.
Build a bond.
And we rekindled what we once had because the spark was already there, but it wasn't a fire. And we built back up the fire. And in about 2 years, the fire took place. And then
So Cupid
now-
shot you in your ass, in other words.
It wasn't Cupid, bro. It was never that
You
Cupid.
fell
that
in
was
love.
left.
You was in
already
love.
I didn't know.
He was already in love.
I didn't-
He was already in love.
He was already
He
in
was like,
love.
okay. Cupid shot you in your ass, like I said.
What shot you in your ass?
Cupid shot me in my
I'm
ass.
getting about tired of you, bro.
Cupid, hey, I can understand. I don't have no shame in my game, bro.
He be
Like-
trying
like,
to. He be
so you
trying
want me to
to
elaborate on my
because I'm
situation?
shorter than him.
That's what you saying?
No, I ain't asking you to do that. No,
Oh,
that's
okay,
another
okay.
story. I don't want you to elaborate on nothing.
I
No,
thought
that's
you
what you want. I don't,
wanted
we,
to
don't-
hear.
we ain't gonna go there. But
But
I'm
I'm
just
saying,
saying.
I'm just saying, I just, hey.
Okay, but I'm gonna say this to say that right. You know what I'm saying? God allowed me opportunity to rekindle something that I thought was special, that I've always looked at as special, and He gave me a second chance. And I can't even lie to y'all, I still sometimes had kind of maybe done the shit that, that could fuck it up.
Yeah.
But I do feel that, the unconditional part of it. And it wasn't always me either. She done some things that I might be like, hey, I don't really like that. But we both had to. We had both had to readjust to mold. We had to both adjust and remold in order to become unconditionally loving each other no matter what. You know what I mean?
I want to say this though.
What
because-
else do she want?
Right. That's
Yeah,
what I
what
want
do
to
you
say.
need?
Like,
What
What do
do
you
you
need?
Right, that's the whole
Nothing.
point. That
But
like we
whatever
got
she
there.
need, I got her. Whatever I need, she got me.
Exactly. We got there because once I gave him the opportunity to go out there and do whatever he was going to do, and we decided to come back together, we got there because he definitely provided me with the things that I need. One thing that I will say is, especially when I was out there, dating, because we kind of like, even after my situation ended, after his situation ended, it was maybe about almost 2 years before we decided that we were going to come together. And when I was out there dating, like that shit is for the birds. It just ain't what it needs to be. There aren't any really genuine
so much
people.
bullshit.
Yeah, there aren't many genuine people left.
Yeah.
And so when I got the opportunity to see what the hell he really wanted and how he wanted to move forward, he definitely provided me with the things in a relationship that I needed. I had all type of men approach me, married men, and that was crazy to me. I've been married for 11 and a half years. What the hell make you think I want to be a side chick? I don't need that.
No.
I don't need that. Who wants that? No, thank you.
But sometimes men will trick you into that and then think that you need that, because we got to understand that there's sometimes men are tricked and women are tricked. You know what I'm saying?
That
People
go
can't
both
trick
ways,
you
yeah.
because they'll lie until
That
you
go both
find out
ways.
the truth.
Yeah.
But once you find out the truth, you got to totally eliminate yourself from that. Be like, because that ain't what the fuck. I'm
Either you
looking
gonna, like bruh said, you gonna settle, or you gonna get on about your business.
These guys, were they what kind of guys that was coming at you? What kind of these guys?
I don't think they can be characterized in one group. Like literally, it was people like different.
different multitudes, right?
Yes, and
Okay.
literally different multitudes from
Well, give
all
him an
different
example because
statuses
he
of
was-
life.
yeah.
Like I didn't, guys come at you, guys who necessarily don't have shit, don't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw out of, and want to move into your shit. Guys who own businesses are extremely successful. Like that, it's different, all type of different people and all different walks of life.
Yeah.
But none of them were really genuine.
None of them was really dynamite.
When
You know what I'm saying?
When you say genuine,
Genuine.
what you mean genuine? Like what do you mean by genuine?
They weren't genuine people. They all had an agenda. They were looking for something else other than what I was living. Because I'm gonna be honest with you from the gate. I'm gonna tell you what I need, what I expect, and what I can provide. And I'm gonna tell you also too. I want to look and see whether or not you're going to give me the things that I need. So you're absolutely correct. People are put on the front. And they'll
Yeah,
tell you
the
what
facade.
right. They'll tell you what they think you want to hear.
Yeah.
But again, I say it only lasts for so long.
Yeah.
Is my crinac real?
Once they
Is my
realize
crinac
Hey,
real?
man.
that they're not going to get what they want out of the situation, it don't.
Let it talk.
They're not going to continue to put up the facade. Really, if you're in any situation, if a woman just hold out long enough, you're gonna see a man for what the hell.
Man, niggas, let me tell you something. Niggas the truth, man. I'm gonna be
I
honest.
ain't gonna lie, babe. Sometimes niggas will.
Man, niggas the truth.
Niggas
Niggas
come
go
with
the
that little
extra
hammer
mile.
and-
Listen,
yeah.
a
Just
man
to
will
get
go
what
the
they want.
extra mile
The
to
fake
get
it.
what he wants.
Yeah, the fake
I
it.
agree.
Or
If he just feeling in the back of my, oh, I'm a hitter. So guess what he gonna do?
whatever.
He gonna do whatever it take, no matter how long it's gonna take.
Let me say something
He
on
gonna
that.
do it, and he
Why
gonna.
is that?
But that's just the way. That's just.
I'm gonna touch on that right there because in the relationship I was in,
But he gonna move on eventually.
that right there
If you
came
hold
up.
out, he gonna get what he
No,
want, he gonna move on eventually.
You're not gonna hold out.
Why you not gonna hold out?
Because, man, listen, a woman is not gonna hold out.
Why a woman ain't
If a man, if
told you I held out for almost 2 years.
if a man, hold up, listen, you hold out for almost 2 years, right?
I did.
If really intentions
wasn't to be with you.
wasn't to be with
He
you,
would have been gone by his business.
no, the hell he wouldn't. Cause a man, listen, I'm telling you from a man perspective. If a nigga got in his mind, he gonna get you. He gonna get you. It don't matter how long. It don't matter how long it gonna take.
I'm gonna
Exactly.
say. I'm gonna say.
A
this.
nigga gonna put that in the back of his mind. He gonna fuck with these other women.
I'm gonna say this though. Let's just
I think
be.
you need to get women more
let's
credit.
just-
Hold on.
Let's just be real though.
What he's saying now, I'm telling you now.
I'm trying to give you all the credit, but you will not
No,
let a
you're
real nigga tell you the truth.
No, you're not. You
I'm
need
trying to
get
tell.
women
I'm
more
trying to
credit than
tell.
that.
I'm giving you this shit for free.
They will.
Yeah.
I'm giving you this shit for free. You just hold on.
But
You just lucky enough to have to get you a man that actually.
But
But it
let's
was
just.
plenty that didn't.
You're not.
And when they saw they wasn't
I'm
going to
saying-
get what their ultimate goal was out of me, they went on about their business.
Because they're few.
Exactly. But that's what
But what
exactly
he's
they
saying,
don't
but
get
what he's
tired.
saying,
But
but
if
what
a
he's
nigga-
saying- but what he's saying could be this
A
bitch
nigga
right
wait
here,
on
right?
40 years.
Like, let's just.
Thank
be
you.
real. Let's just be real. Let's just be real. No disrespect to your marriage or none of that, right? No disrespect. But because I never right to try to make you decide to, go against that, and you wasn't trying to go against that. But I'm just saying what he's saying. When the opportunity presented itself, that's when I pulled for position in order to make my move. So I did kind of sit back in the cut, even if I was in relationships or whatnot ever. But when it was the time for my race car to pull position to try to move up to the front, I made that motherfucking move. Like, I'm not lying. He's telling the truth on that note. And I know that you might sound like, well, nigga, you was trying to bamboozle me. No, I just, when the opportunity presented itself, I pulled for my position.
Right, and I get
You know what
that,
I'm
but
saying?
what
You
I'm
know
saying,
that,
he said that
You
if
might
his-
say it in a different way, but babe, that's
But no, the
same
main point
thing.
was is if the intention was not genuine. That's what the point
Oh,
is.
well, mine was
your
genuine,
intention
right.
was genuine.
just
So
saying,
that's-
his intention
Yours
was
was
genuine.
That's what he was getting to.
But
He
if
was like,
my
his
intention
wasn't
wasn't genuine,
and wanted to get with you.
I don't give a damn.
would've
If my
gave it up.
intention wasn't genuine, I don't give a fuck if it's 2001 or 2020. If my mind, in the back of my mind, I'm gonna get you, man, it's just
You
gonna take a
wait
little time. Up.
2020.
I'm just saying. I'm just being honest. I'm being
It's a
honest.
little time.
I'm just an example. I'm gonna chip and sit it down. I'm gonna chip again.
Hold on, you
sit
just
that
said
shit down.
chip, but guess what? I said like 30 minutes ago, that little hammer. And so I'm glad you said the chip. Do y'all remember me saying, man, one thing about that little hammer, and I didn't reiterate on what the little hammer was,
Yeah.
but that's what you're using, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm
That little
using.
hammer, right? Okay.
Yeah.
I had to use that little hammer,
You have to use that hammer.
right?
Come up to
Hold
the
on,
job.
Hold on. Did I have to use that little hammer? Hold on. No, let her speak, bro.
But that's
I'm
because,
asking her,
your
did I-
intention, like she
because
just said.
didn't
But your
understand what
intention
it
was
good,
though,
But did
baby.
I not use the little hammer, babe?
In hindsight, looking back, you definitely used a little.
Because his intentions was
His
good.
intention
Like
was
just,
good.
like
But
just think
his
if his
intentions
intentions wasn't
It
good.
wasn't good.
And how long you
I
say it was
ain't
2
just sit
years?
back and just be by myself.
But
No.
listen, but
But I
his
did
if his
use that little
intentions
hammer.
wasn't good,
Yeah.
man, it took 2 years.
But I think y'all didn't listen to what he said. He said she was married, he was into relationships, she was into relationship. He always had his race car in position. And as soon as the opportunity presented itself, he moved his little race car in.
That's right.
So
I pulled for position.
That's right. So
That's
when
what the
when
game
was
called
when
pull
he said that
position
when
really
he was
mean. I
married,
pulled in my
and he
position.
realized that it was a bad choice to do whatever it was that he did to lose her. He decided that he was going to sit back and wait. And if the opportunity presented itself, in order for him to get back, he got back.
And I'm not saying that I just sit back and just waited on just her. Not saying that because she didn't just sit back and wait on just
Ain't
me.
no man gonna do that.
And I know that, but because I don't want to give discredit to anything that I had going on
understand.
prior to when me and her decided to be what we was. So I ain't gonna give discredit to none of that, right? But what I am saying is, when I pulled my position and we was able to come to our common ground and settle something solid in a real foundation, cause concrete is concrete, but it ain't concrete long as it's wet. It's not real concrete.
Yeah.
Cause it's gonna be
It's
shaking
gonna
and
be
moving.
shaking- it's gonna be shaking to where you wanna shake it to.
Once we made that shit freeze up
Yeah.
and turn solid,
Yeah.
and our foundation is,
Yeah.
and we still building, right?
Yeah.
Whatever we building, it ain't all the way complete yet, but we still building it.
Yeah.
And I want to know, even if we get married, right? And when we get married, I'm gonna say that because I don't like to speak when no more. I said
We
when
get
we,
on that.
right? Okay, when we get married, right? We still got some more building.
Oh
to do.
yeah.
Because that's
It
a
don't-
whole,
it don't stop
that's a
because
whole
you say,
nother-
"I do."
That's a whole
Yeah.
nother part of,
Yeah.
of whatever we building because that's the new part that the other
That's the
property
addition.
or the house that's
The
an
addition.
addition now, right?
Exactly.
So we got to build on that. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? But I'm gonna say this, you know, by real talk, you know, for the most part, you know, she's came all the way full front with when you put it on the scale, cause I'm a scale type of dude, and you know, on street notes, I like for it to weigh more than less. You know, if you
Yeah.
I'm one day from being a Libra, so I'm the last day of being a Virgo. So I think I can deal with the scale. If you weigh up this way and it's a little, then you know, you up
Heavy,
and down.
is
She up there
that,
now.
is that heavy in your favor?
Yeah. I think it's in both favors,
Okay.
right? I think it's in both favors because I will say this, man. You know, it's a lot of shit that she don't have to do, and I don't think that it's just to make me happy. I think that she want to do it. I will say this: she's a loving and genuine person, and sometimes she makes me mad because oh, I love that. Oh, I love this. I'm like, hey, man, you can't love everything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And not to say that I'm saying that to be selfish and be like, you can't love nothing but me or love nothing but what I love. But I had to give her the notion because her heart is different from my heart. And I used to say it a lot, but I had to realize, man, you know, her issues and her transgressions and her hard times ain't my hard time.
Yeah.
So I learned to love in a different manner.
Different-
I learned to
different
savor
way.
the love when she was probably in a situation, I don't know. And we talked, and we never discussed all that, but her love ain't what I feel like is love because, man, I came up real rough and hard and rugged, man, and the love that was given to me was a lot of tough love, and like Auntie's Da Vinci song say, hard love, right? So
Shout out to Auntie's Da
so
Vinci.
with that being said, she's teaching me how to not say you can't love nothing just cause it don't come hard.
Yeah.
It ain't a whole lot of difficulty to it in order for you to love it, right? Some stuff ain't meant to be difficult for you to love it.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? So I had to learn that, and that's why I'm so grateful to you, bro, because I ain't saying that I don't think like you because I do, but I've been there, I've done it, and like Sue did say though, you know what I'm saying? She said that you found, so that's great. But guess what? With finding, you're gonna eventually maybe get on here a year from now and be speaking differently. We may need somebody. Hold up, and we may
Never.
need somebody.
I never.
And we may need somebody to say what you saying because your outlook gonna be a little different. Not to say that your
Never
mentality and your journey wasn't what it
Yeah.
was. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Your journey
I
wasn't
understand
what it
what you're
was.
saying.
But the end game, the finished product, bro, you gonna change your whole concept of your character and what you talk about.
Yeah.
What I think, why the reason that his situation is the way that it is, and why the sustainability is gonna be there, is because he always gonna possess that mindset that he got right now, and he's not gonna demand
I never
anything less than
Than what
what
it is.
he needs.
That's it.
And as long as you don't settle,
Man,
as long as
that's-
you never settle in a relationship,
that-
as long as you demand it, and that person wants to be with you, and that person loves you, they're going to give it to you.
That's
Absolutely.
why relationships are false, fake, and do not last because everybody's selling. You done got in this relationship, you done fell in love, and your heart is tricking your mind.
Bruh, I look at my relationship as
No, I'm not saying
But
here,
I
I'm just
look at
saying
it
the
as I look
relationship.
at it as a
Yeah.
friendship. I look at it as sometime a business. I look at it as growth. I look at it as 5 years from now, what can we be together as a unit? You know what I'm saying? So let's just be clear. I'm looking at the long haul because I'm gonna tell y'all one thing, and nobody brought this up tonight. And I feel what you saying, but bruh, if you learn the game of chess, and you ain't got to be the best chess player, but man, if you just learn the game of chess, and it's gonna make you think what somebody gonna move, and you strategize on all way 2-3 steps ahead of any situation. You know what I'm saying? In any situation, I'm talking about small, big, or whatever, good, bad,
Yeah.
great, whatever. Man,
Man,
You know,
listen,
that's the game of life for
I'm
real.
gonna say this, man.
You know,
Willie, when you get to a point in life, bro, and you know what the fuck you bring to the table, I don't give a fuck how fat her ass is. I don't give a fuck how
oh,
pretty
I
her
ain't
face
studying
is.
none of that either. bro.
Listen,
Yeah,
all that
okay.
shit don't matter, bro. When you get to a certain point in life
Yeah.
and you pull up to the table, and you know what you possess at this table, certain shit don't matter to you. I don't care nothing about none of that. What can you do for me? Women always talking about, well, you got to show me. You got to show me too.
Well,
It ain't just one way.
Well, eventually, bro,
Yeah.
you gonna have to, in order for the and I don't know who is the one, and sister say you found the one, but I'm gonna say this, man, what can y'all possess for each other, bro? Because everything that she may have, you may not have, and everything that she has,
And I
you may not have,
and I understand all
and
that.
some of the things that you may want her to possess in order to totally 100% put you in a position, she may not ever be able to totally, because nobody is perfect, bro.
When you get on a
But
certain
you gonna have to iron sharpen iron, bro.
I understand that, really. When you
I
get on
ain't
a
trying
certain
to
level of
add,
life,
bro.
bro, it's just certain shit. I don't give a
And I
fuck
ain't
what.
tripping.
I don't give a fuck what
But
the circumstances. If you
mind-
met,
if
just
your
not
mind
gonna deal
frame on,
with it, bro.
if your mind frame on nobody will never measure up, then nobody ever will, bro.
But see, his thing is when we talking to him, we have to keep in one thing in mind. When he's talking, you still have to keep in mind that all of these things that he's saying that he requires and what he needs to be brought to the table, he's already got that. He has it. He's speaking from what got him to the point to where he has what he has.
Just got to be.
You gotta be
You got to be. It got to be to the table,
standing
bro.
10 toes down on what it is that you want. In a relationship, when you say, well, he do stay out late. I really don't like that, but I compromise.
Man, fuck
You
that.
can't compromise on that because a woman sets the tone for a household. I don't care what nobody say that men might not believe it, but a woman sets the tone for the household. If your woman mad at you and she ain't gonna cook you nothing to eat, you gonna be mad about it, regardless of whatever people say. Oh, she ain't gonna cook me nothing to eat, but you saying it ain't bothering you. But she set the tone, nigga. You in here hungry. She set the tone for the household. If the woman in the house has a bad attitude, the tone in the house is the bad attitude tone. The woman sets the tone in the household. If the woman decides that she don't want to be there, but he give me what I need, so I'm gonna stay here, the tone is set for the household. She don't care about nothing that you're doing in the household, cause she's getting what she needs. She
Yeah.
don't care if you go out, she will let you hang on to her
Yeah.
till you die and
Yeah.
get everything you got to give
Yeah.
when you dead. Because
Because-
the woman sets the tone in the house.
That's
What
right.
a man don't understand is you not doing this woman a favor by not letting her go while you do whatever you want to. You're doing yourself a disservice. Because when you get old, you get sick, or anything happen, the woman sets the tone in the household. You're going to be just like that movie when that lady left that man there shit for all the houses. The woman sets the tone in the
Yeah.
household. Never drag a woman, regardless of how you think you winning. You're
No,
not winning, because
you
you
ain't
can't
winning.
never outlast
You
a
can't
woman.
outlast
A
her.
woman carries a baby for 9 months. It's the most miserable. I don't care what people say, it's joyous or whatever, you love your children. It hurts like hell. It's a whole different set of pain. A man would never experience the pain that a woman feels. So there is nothing that you can do to a woman that's going to hurt her no worse than having a baby. So dragging a woman, you ain't doing that but a disservice to yourself.
You can't win with them. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. You can't win with a woman because when you sleep, bro, when you laying there sleep, she's sitting right there plotting and scheming on what her next move gonna be,
It's going to be a best one, too.
and it's gonna be the best move, bro. Hey,
Well,
I give y'all.
I fight like Rocky, so okay.
I understand that, but
I almost
you
got
ain't
knocked
gonna
out.
never. When you think you got a woman, when you think you outsmarted her,
I didn't say I was smarter.
I understand what you're saying.
You got to know how to be a fighter too.
I understand.
You got to know what
you
wanna
can't.
fight
Yeah, I don't
for,
care how
bro.
much you fight, bro. You can't win with them because they always thinking what their next move gonna be.
Exactly. See, when a man.
Well, I don't know what y'all think. That's what I just gave y'all with. Okay, but that's what I just gave y'all with the discrepancy of chest. I said that. Okay, but guess what? I just said that shit 15 minutes ago, and nobody said nothing. I said if you learn the game of chess, then you know. I ain't talking about just a woman and a man relationship. I'm talking about the game of life. Period. I look at the aspect of whoever moving. I'm ready
Let me
to.
give you an example. I'm gonna go back to carrying this baby. A woman is pregnant. She's carrying a baby. She is miserable. She is miserable, especially down to the end. It's summertime. She got these pains. Her feet swole, everything, and she moving. She moving effortlessly, like ain't nothing going on with her. She's enduring all of this, and she is moving. You got women going to work under these conditions. You got women cooking and cleaning and feeding. You out doing whatever you want to do. She hurt, she in pain, and she moving.
Well, every man don't just be out doing whatever he want to do because a woman is
Go back to
pregnant.
the Bible. A woman is the finesse, got the finesse game on lock.
Finesse.
That's why Eve tricked that apple on him.
Finesse, bro. You can't win with these women, bro. You can't
It's
win.
some that don't really know what they got.
Man.
It's some that don't really know what they got, and you can get over on. But if you ever run across a woman that truly knows who she is
And what she got.
oh man, you wasting.
Hey,
your time.
kid.
You wasting your time.
Hey,
You wasting
hey,
your time.
hey,
It's women out here cannot have nothing, but if she can get on that stove, she can wash them clothes, she can make sure you got everything you need, she can wait on you hand and foot, that's everything what you need. She got everything in the world she needs. She the richest woman, because at that point, she got a man that's going to make sure she got everything she needs so that she can keep giving him everything he wants.
It's women that don't even work, bro, and men take care of them, bro.
Fully.
And she ain't
It's
got
some
one.
sorry-ass niggas
Hold
out here.
on. And she
And
ain't
women
got
take care of
one.
them too, bro.
She ain't got one, bro.
Ain't got one what?
One man. She got 3, 4.
Yeah.
That's making sure she got everything she needs.
And nobody never knows.
And they don't even know about
And
each other.
nobody, see, that's how women move.
Man, you
different
can't, man,
from
they
men.
move different,
A man
bro.
don't know
People
how
are
to do it.
different.
They neglect stuff. A woman, she gonna take care of everybody 100%. Nobody ain't gonna know. If a woman start neglecting you, she don't want you. If a woman start, cause it's in her nature, in her mothering nature, she was bred for that. If she start neglecting you, she there for what she can get or what she wants.
Or it's
That's
already,
it.
or it's somebody already. It's
Well,
already somebody, and she just then her next thing,
Well, what I want
it-
y'all to understand
it always
is
be
it
the,
ain't like y'all telling me nothing.
the,
new.
the heart.
But what I'm just saying is, to go back to what I said 15 minutes ago. You know what I'm saying? If you learn this game, you'll be more so. I guess it's for men then, because
Oh yeah,
I guess women already.
they
don't
got
have
it,
to
bro.
play
We
that
can't
game.
outsmart them. The heart gonna be
Let
there.
me ask you this: what's the most powerful piece on the chessboard?
You already
queen?
know, 'cause
Okay,
even
so
if you
let's
don't play
ask the
chess,
queen.
even if you don't play chess, I did. I ain't gonna say I did tell you
But
like
you
you might
always
not
said
know, but I tell the queen move all
She
the way.
moved backwards, forwards, or whatever.
And the
She
weakest
whatever
piece,
she
and the
want.
weakest piece is the king. He
Hey,
can only move
she
a
if you
certain way, but guess what? He got to mentally. Excuse me. He got to mentally make sure that she moved in a certain way to always protect him.
Yeah.
So
but you got to
I learned
earn.
to respect.
You
a
got to
real
earn
queen.
that,
And
though.
understand this: every woman ain't no queen. Shit.
And
Now
you gotta
y'all
earn
want me to take his role. Every woman ain't no queen. Every woman, no matter what you want to say, every woman.
She may not be a queen
Hold
to
up.
you, but
Okay.
she's
Come
a
on.
queen to
Okay,
somebody.
well, get what? Every woman, I'm being honest. Every woman is not a queen. Every male is not a man.
Oh, okay, that's what I was saying.
It's the same way like a
Okay.
king. Every man is not no fucking king.
To somebody.
Just man, nah. These niggas, look,
To somebody.
these sorry ass niggas,
To somebody.
these sorry ass dudes around here, they allow women to handle them like they're their sons. They're like being like some. I ain't gonna say like a sex slave or nothing like that. But guess what, man? You're taking the role of a woman in order to like if you gotta drive a woman car, ain't nothing wrong with driving a woman car, but man, you need to be working on getting your own car. You know what I'm saying?
Damn right.
Like let's just be for real, man. If you ain't working on, and I ain't saying that some women can't lift a man up and develop him into something better than the situation he in, because sometimes you be in a situation.
Yeah.
But man, if you ain't trying to do better, let's go from
Get
on
yourself
both
in a better
ends.
position.
Man, I ain't finna sit around. I ain't finna sit around and just, I'ma help you. Cause one thing about when I've been in a relationship, if I can't help empower you to turn you into something better, then we ain't got no we have no reason to be in what we in, right?
That go back to what I was saying. The woman sets the tone. I have seen
I
some
ain't
men
got
that
nothing-
have,
I ain't got nothing
I have
against
seen
it.
some men that have never had a job in their life. And I can
I ain't
speak
got
this,
nothing
I
against
can
that.
speak this from, and I've seen men go to work for that specific woman. I have seen men do things for specific women that they won't do for another woman.
That's
A
true.
man- A man is gonna move how he feel and how he wanna move based on how he feel.
I
and
saw
Yeah,
males.
about
I
that
saw
person,
males.
yeah.
I saw males do the same thing, and I saw women that have totally taken care of men and take on the man responsibility like a man, and the man take upon the woman role. And I'm not talking about hold up. I'm not talking about being like at home and this and that. Man, there's some sorry ass dudes out here.
There
You
sure
can,
are.
listen, you can fuss at them, you can cuss at them. You know why they don't care? Cause they mama already been turned them into a sorry motherfucker. Like most women that got sons, they want the son not to go cut grass and take out trash or this and that. But when that man or that father, you think he's supposed to do all of that, right?
Oh, no, that's crazy.
Oh yeah, but I'm just telling you. So you turning him in, and I'm what I'm telling you is you turning him into a sheer unmanly type of man,
Right.
right?
Now, I definitely think that's true, though, but I don't
and
hold
my
on,
thing
babe.
is this. And my,
Hold on, babe.
but hold up.
Hold on. I'm sorry. I hate to cut you off, but I definitely think that that's true. But I don't think it's fair to say most women, because it's some women out here who have raised
I say
men.
some.
Yeah, it's some.
My
It ain't
mom,
most.
my mom helped raise me, but my daddy was also very present, but he wasn't present at all times. So my mom did her best. But what I am saying is, I also see women that don't expect their sons to do certain stuff, but they expect, even if it's the father, it's most of the time it's probably not the biological father. They want the man to do all of this, but they don't expect
Wait.
the son.
Well,
to
let
do
me.
it.
I gotta go ahead.
Okay, I make sure I want to touch on that. See, let me tell you what a lot of men do. And I'm just speaking to everybody, not directly to you. A lot of men do. If a woman, I have a son. Okay, I've never lived with no man until my son was 15 years old, because that was the thing that I did, that I chose to do. A man, and this ain't happening in my situation, but I'm just saying, a man will come in and see this woman have a child that's 15. And he feel as though, I ain't taking this trash out, you got this boy up in here laying up in here doing that. I'm not going to cut this grass because she got this boy in here laying up doing something. However, as a mother, you should want your child to do this. But as a man,
You gotta teach
hold on,
him.
let me say this. As a man,
You gotta teach him.
you can't expect
Let
a
them
woman's
train with
male
the-
son to be the man of the house. That's why these men arguing with these women children, because they want these women children to do all this different stuff. But you want the child to
but
raise
hold
their
up.
own
I got-
I didn't get to that point. You got to leave.
But
by
I
example
got. But the
first.
thing about it is, you got to understand now how you expect for your son to become a man if he's not doing manly duties. How can you, if he don't know how to cut grass, how he gonna cut his own grass when he get of age?
Mine already know I cut grass.
So what I'm saying is,
And I didn't
he
say
should
that
know
you didn't
how
raise
he's
a
supposed
man.
to be. If a man's not at your house, and your son should know how to cut grass.
Right.
His son should know how to get out there. If you tell him, go out there and wash my car, he should go out there and wash your car.
Do it to the best of his
Now,
ability.
that's right. And so when the stepdad or the stepdaddy come in,
You already know that this boy equipped. this young man, I ain't gonna say boy.
He's
this young man
equipped.
at
So
least
guess what? We
put
gonna
in.
do it together, and I'm gonna teach him a little bit more.
Exactly.
He might not do the cut grass, but now I'm finna teach him how to cut grass and do the hedges,
Yes.
or cut grass and fuck with the weed
And
eater.
that's different. But see, that's what I'm saying. That's different. You doing it together. A lot of men come in and say she got that son. They ain't trying to do it together. They trying to put all of the or help teach him. They trying to put all the responsibilities on the woman's
No,
side.
that's not fair.
But
But then you want to
yeah.
argue with them. You want to go in here and
But-
say, "Hey man, don't talk to your mama like that."
But-
Okay, but you saying don't talk to the mama like that. Number one, he hear you in here doing it. Cause
Yeah.
the mama asking you, "Hey, you gonna go out there and cut the grass?" And the first thing you gonna say, "You got that nigga in there." That's what he gonna say. He ain't gonna say, "Tell your son to cut it." He's not gonna say that. He said, "You got this here laying up in here playing the game." That's what he gonna say.
But
Cause he
that-
feel
but-
that that's what he do. He ain't gonna go in there and
but-
say, "Hey man, let's cut this grass together."
But
If you I'm
understand this,
speaking from,
yeah.
I raised a young man. My son know how to do everything.
But
and
get
I
what-
ain't have no problem with my grass getting cut till my son went to college.
But
Cause my grass got cut.
guess what though? Guess what though? Did you have those problems?
When my son went to college?
No. Did you have those problems with whoever you brought into your household when you was 15?
No, I didn't have
Oh,
those.
Okay then, because you know that you wouldn't be even to choose nobody to handle him like that, right?
You know what? It wasn't that.
But
I'm gonna be honest.
also-
I had another male that was present in
Okay,
my
then,
life,
but-
which is my stepfather.
Okay.
That was not. He was a man that stood at the door and checked it
Okay.
before I got there.
Okay, but guess what?
Okay, so it
but
was
guess
different.
what?
My situation was different. It
But
wasn't
guess
even
what?
alive.
But guess
Hey
what?
man, this house already set up.
But guess
And
what?
what you gonna come in here and do, we already doing for her.
But
if
guess
you gonna come in this situation and I can say, and this is what he tell him, you know, Ron, I'm coming in and I'm coming to you as a man to let you know this house here already made.
But-
everything in here maintained, everything in here. This boy here know how to do everything because I taught it to him.
But guess
if you
what?
ain't got nothing that you gonna add to the table, you gonna add to the situation, then I'm gonna need you to get on. I don't care how I like him or whatever. My situation, what it brought to the table, maximize what my son knows now. My son went to college and handled all of his friends' business because of what his mama put in and about men that was brought into his life. My stepfather and the person that moved in when he was 15 put, like Donald said, came in and showed him and put my son to the maximum potential. So as a woman, my son out there not doing what he should do as a man, it's not because he wasn't taught. It'll be because he don't
That's what he
want
want to do.
And a lot of men that's out here, it's not because they're being taught. We can't blame
It's
what
because
people
they're
are
not
doing
being
on their
taught.
parents.
It's because
It's
of
about
what
what
they
they choose to do. They
Yeah.
choose to not
But
do.
I didn't say that. I didn't say when they out on their own. I'm saying when a woman have a son in a house, right, and she expect for the father or let alone the boyfriend or whatever he is to do all these things, but she don't expect for her son to know all of these. I'm not saying for a man to come in the house and disrespect the son,
No.
any of those things. But what I am saying is there's some men that's not being disrespectful and they trying to teach him. Like, well, you know he don't know how to do that.
That's
You
when
get hold on.
That's a red flag.
And get what? Yeah, that's why you got to get the hell on.
Right.
And my point goes back to this. There's no difference from my children. If I can like a woman all day, every day, but I know she come with kids, and I can't really meet that silver lining with the children because our situation, we crystal clear, we good. We good, but if I can't get along with your children, we need to just continue to meet up, and we can never be, this is my perspective, but we can never be all the way in because I don't see me linking up with your kids like that. And if I can't link up with your kids like that, we can only be to a certain extent be what we gonna be, right? And that's just my perspective of it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna say this, and this is the honest to God truth. Man, I went through an issue like that. Like, you got to understand, man, bruh, when it come to them sons, now daughter, it ain't gonna be that bad. You know what I'm saying? Guy come in, he real upstanding guy. You know what I'm saying? She know that he love her mama, whatever, this and that. She gonna fall in line. But them boys,
Of course.
you will never be their daddy.
Exactly.
That's gonna always be in the back. That's gonna always be in the back of their mind.
Thank you.
So when you think that, you know what I'm saying, some of them kids not gonna want that bond because guess what they want? They rather hear it from their dad
Exactly.
than to hear it from a nigga, you know what I'm saying, that they don't wanna hear it from. So far as
They don't care to take your advice because
they ain't
you
gonna
ain't
take
their
it.
father.
Cause you ain't their father. They're not gonna do that. You know what I'm saying?
And you have to respect that.
Yeah, you have to.
have to,
If
you
you,
know, but-
man, I'm like this, man. If
Boys different from girls. Some
Man,
boys,
it's
some
different,
boys don't
bro.
even want. Some boys don't even want the daddy hugging the mama.
man, it's different. It hit different with them boys, bro.
Shit.
The boys don't be, bro. Listen to me, bro. Them boys don't be with that bullshit. If you ain't the daddy, unless you got to be a special kind of stepdad that can come in and link with that boy, and y'all become super cool. And just like with Baby Boy, how they was at the end, but doing what was going on, wasn't no love, but at the end,
See, he had to grow up.
he had,
too.
you know what I'm saying, he had to do, you know what I'm saying, but
And
what I'm,
also, some of Melvin techniques went all the way.
but yeah, but at the end,
No, but
they
kinda,
bond.
yeah.
But bro, you got to bond with that child.
Yeah.
If you ain't on the same page as that boy out, man, you gonna never. I'm talking about, bro, and I don't
You
give
don't know
a
how to
fuck.
Like you just
engage
said, you got
with him in a
that
certain
stepfather or that stepmother.
And you got to know
have
your
build
position,
a
know
relationship
your-
with that child. They got to build some kind of bond with that child. You
I'm-
can't just say, "Hey, bye." when
No.
the child come.
No.
You got to
I'ma say
have.
this,
They
that's why I
gotta
love-
have their.
that's
They
why
gotta
I
have their
love
own
my
little
situation.
thing.
No.
They gotta have their own little thing. They gotta have their own bond. It can't be you, her, and the child. It gotta be her and the child, or him and the child. It gotta be a bond, like you just said,
Yeah.
between that parent and that child.
Yeah, sometimes you got to, hey man, what's up? What you doing tonight?
Yeah.
Hey, we finna go. Look, come on, let's ride out there and holler. Let me holler at you.
Hey,
Let's talk.
No, get what though too,
Yeah.
though, bro. Get what though too. I don't like step parents that don't like to do nothing but discipline, but they ain't. The children ain't got not a fun moment with the step parent. That's just them and that step parent. All they know is somebody always on their head and
Hold
always.
up, now I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna elaborate on that, but go ahead.
Let's
Go
just
ahead.
be real, bro. If I can discipline you or put you in your place, I still should be able to have fun moments with you where you can be like, I know he got on my ass. I know she fussed at me, but she loved me because it's some moments where it's just me and them, and I enjoy that, right?
Yeah.
But man, most folks, all they want to do is find the fault in the children, man or women, right?
Yeah.
And that's
He
and
hard
that's a
head.
problem.
She hard
And-
head,
and-
yeah.
and you as a parent, and you're the
That's
older
what
person. You're
If
the
you gonna
older
say something, go
person,
ahead.
right?
I'll go
You're
after
the
you.
older person, right? You should know better, but you get on a child's level.
Yeah,
You
that's
arguing
true.
and fussing with
That's
a child about little bitty mediocre,
About nothing?
mini me ass shit, and eventually who gonna win? The parent, the adult gonna win because the child has technically pretty much no say unless
Yeah.
the other parent that's not your parent, the person that you're with, the parent intervene and say you're not gonna do that to my son, and then that ain't gonna last long because if this man wanna or this woman wanna engage with your children in such a manner that you feel that is inappropriate, it's only gonna be a matter of time where y'all ain't gonna be together, and that's perfect because get what? They're gonna always be your son, they're gonna always be your daughter, but these people can come in and out and they can find somebody new, bro.
Yeah.
I think that all that goes back to what we were saying before about genuine situations and genuine people and doing what it takes in order to make it work, because the bottom line really and truly is if you don't see a future with this person, then you're not going to expect them to build a relationship with your child.
Yeah.
It's not going to be expected. If there's no future there, and it doesn't really matter what comes for. But then you do have some people who see a future, but just feel like, okay, let's just keep my kids separate. I deal with my child, and you deal with yours, and I don't see that even being
That ain't gonna work.
productive or successful for long term.
Yeah.
It's just not gonna work.
I'm gonna say this. In order for it to work, parents got to be on the same accord.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
and somewhat in
Kids.
both households, right?
Definitely. in
Because
both
also
households.
Kids.
kids can manipulate
That's
too
right.
now.
Kids. Smarter than a motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
I just said they can manipulate too now.
They hear everything. If they see that y'all ain't on the same accord about something, guess what? One thing I learned, a child is gonna go to the less restraint parent. And what that mean that is, if she is the weaker link, that's what he gonna link to.
Absolutely.
The weakest link. So in order for it to work, if he say no, she got to say no too.
Yeah.
So the child can understand that, hey man,
Both
we on the
parties
same
on the same
page.
page,
Because
yeah.
if they ain't the same page,
Yeah.
it ain't gonna never
Or
work.
sometimes you gotta be like, hold up, don't just say yes. Give me a minute. Then you gotta check with the other parent or the step parent or whatever and be like, hey, did such and such want to do this? Did they say anything to you about that? And you be like, no. Or yeah, they said something and I told them no. So guess what? Then that's when you gotta check them and be like, if you ask them and they say no, don't come ask me.
That's
Right.
right. That's
Oh,
right.
vice
And,
versa,
but
right?
even if the two parents aren't necessarily on the same page at the exact same time,
That's the only way it's gonna work.
no,
though,
just
but
don't
go ahead.
disagree in front of the children is what I say.
Yeah.
Don't
That's
disagree
true.
in front of the children.
That's true.
Like whatever agreement y'all come up with, then y'all have that agreement and let it roll on. And then when you get behind closed doors, that's when you say, "Hey, look,
That's
I don't
right.
like the way you did this.
That's right.
Yeah.
We should have handled it like this."
But like you just said too.
But in front of them,
gotta
hey
be
man,
on
they
that
got to
same
be
link.
strong.
Yeah. They got.
Because
they
if it
gotta
ain't
see
as
that.
strong in front of them,
Yeah.
hey bro, them kids gonna see that. Oh, and then on the
They gonna run with
motherfucker.
it.
Yeah, they're gonna run with it. Absolutely.
They're gonna run with it every
That's what
time.
I was gonna say. Sometimes if the child don't like the other person, they'll do stuff that manipulate
Yeah.
the
That's true.
relationship because they don't want them together no way.
That's
Yeah.
true too.
And there it is.
Yeah.
That's true too.
There go the argument.
That's true too.
When you
Well,
when
how
you
long
try
we
to
been
introduce-
on this? How long we been doing this? Because I just want, and not that I want to stop, but I just want to know.
Been on 2 hours.
Well, man, like,
Oh,
man, you
Wrap it down.
you need to be straightening me up, bro.
Huh.
You know about what?
Yeah.
You are.
Hold on,
Ain't
let
that.
me say this. As a woman that raised a son, and how, because a lot of men don't understand is, when you bring a male into a relationship for a woman that's already got a son, and in relationship, it be bad blood between the woman and her boyfriend, her husband, whoever, and the son. When you have a child in a relationship, outside of a relationship, you gotta establish one thing. And the reason why my son never butted heads with anybody, because something that was established with him when he brought here, respect is due to all adults.
That's right.
Okay? So if you bring a child into a situation with no respect, you're gonna have a hard time getting him to respect a man that's not his father.
Exactly.
But from the bottom, from the ground, if he's raised up that you have to respect an adult,
Yeah.
That's right.
regardless of whomever the adult is, the situation is going to be handled differently.
And not let
Because
adults take advantage of you, but you have to respect adults.
a child gotta know that even if my mom is the person that's gonna allow me to do certain things, or she's not as firm or not as strong as my dad, my mother is not gonna tolerate disrespect.
That's
Yeah.
true.
So if you allowing this child to disrespect you, do not think you gonna meet a man, I don't care if he a murderer, and think this child gonna come in and decide he gonna respect this man. No, he's not, because he don't even respect you, he's gonna have to respect you first.
That's true.
Respect is something that's brought from the bottom. You gotta be
Respect.
more of that.
Respect is due to what? An ant, and an ant barely scrub the ground.
Uh-oh.
You got to do that. The respect has to be there. It gotta be there regardless. And that's when you see children whooping on people in school and all that other stuff, no respect. In a relationship, a woman that has kids in a relationship, what she wants is for a man to have a relationship with her children. However, she shouldn't expect it if she haven't put in these kids and made them understand that you have to respect adults regardless.
Well, guess what? I want to say this for the record for myself, and I'm not saying that anybody else in this room may not have this, but I think that any relationship I ever been in, and it was a real full-fledged relationship, I thank God that I've always respected people's children, and to the point where I can't even lie. The children
some of them still have real full-fledged relationships. You know, some may look at me as stepdad still, and I'm not saying that the mother wants me or I want her, but I will say this. I've always built my relations on when I know that I'm in a relationship with the mother to make sure that I would treat your children just as I would treat my own.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's just on the real. And until this day, there are adult children, because you are always gonna be a child of someone. They're not kids anymore, but they are children that still say, "I love you, Mr. Whitley, because you did this X, Y, Z, so forth and so on." And I appreciate that. That just shows that my character, my body work, and I'm for the record. I'm not saying that I wouldn't have had to if I had to discipline physically to a child, but in the relationships I ever been in, I've never had to physically discipline anyone's children because they gave me that respect, and I gave them that respect in order to know that you have to respect me, and I'm gonna totally respect you.
Yeah.
So I'm not tooting the horn, but proof is in the pudding, and also I appreciate y'all for still loving me in a manner, despite that I was no longer a part of your household or your situation with your mom. So that speaks volumes within itself, and I'm not saying this because I know that my significant other has previous relations with kids and stuff like that, and she may say my grandson or my cousin or this or this or this or that, and I'm cool with that because we have those tough conversations and stuff like that,
Yeah.
to where we don't just be leaving each other in the dark on unnecessary rhetoric, and that what makes it more comfortable for the both of us. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate her for being understanding. You know what I mean? She ain't trying to be their mama or stepmama, but we'll say this: she don't reject it. She lets them, even if they don't totally interact with her, because it's not the interaction with her; it's the interaction with me. And as long as it's not inappropriate or they're not saying anything that's out the way or make her feel uncomfortable, and I appreciate them for that. But hey man, what's wrong with young people loving you like you're their own, even if they do or don't have a real father? I just like the fact that know that I did
You did your part.
a good job
Yeah.
like that. You know what I mean?
They teach their kids.
Say you got to speak up.
You got some parents that teach their kids to say you don't have to do what this person tell you to
Yeah.
do, or
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. You got some that do that.
Oh yeah, I think
I think that's what she was saying on the part about you had to teach that kid to respect
Respect
adults. It's an adult.
Period, yeah.
Period. At the end of the day, this is a grown person. You a child. You gonna respect them regardless. So I think that's what she was iterating on that part there. But I mean,
So
it's
even if you do got a parent that's being vindictive,
Yeah.
you can tell your kid, hey, you don't gotta do what they say. But then in the back of that child's mind, he's still saying, but you told me I can't disrespect
Yeah.
around people,
Yeah.
so I ain't gonna do it.
yeah.
So it all boils down to what type of person you is and what you put into your child.
Yeah.
No woman should want to be in a relationship with a man that don't have a great relationship with their child.
Absolutely.
No woman should want to be in a relationship. I don't want to be in a relationship with anybody that I don't have a decent relationship with their kids. If I'm in a relationship with someone and the parent don't want your kids around me, that's okay. I'm fine about it. I got to. I'm okay with being somebody's mama. But when I see your kids, I'm going to acknowledge your kids.
Right.
If I'm around your kids, I'm going to talk to your kids. I'm going to handle your kids in the same manner as which I handle my own. I'm going to handle them that way.
Exactly.
If your child doing something wrong, I'm going to say, hey, buddy, that ain't it. I'm going to check your child.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, your child say, hey, Miss Keisha checked me because I was playing on the stairs. I could bust my head. My line is open. Call me. I'm going to give you whatever you're looking for.
Yeah.
So it's just the individual themselves and how they want to do it. I'm not going to mistreat nobody's child. Cause if I'm going to go to hell, it's going to be something for greater than mistreating somebody's child.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna be about doing that wrong to kids.
Yeah.
I feel like all the parents should be able to communicate.
They
and
absolutely
get on
should.
one accord.
One accord, yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
You got somebody just like I got somebody.
Yeah.
So why we all can't get along?
Yeah.
What people don't really understand in a relationship and this is what a lot of people get wrong. If you got a kid with somebody, you break up, they with somebody else. Now, at this point, your kid ain't got just 2 parents fighting for them. They got 4 parents.
That's the way it should be.
And that's what they
Absolutely.
should understand. And that's how kids should look at it like, hey,
I got
all
2
right,
dads and 2
I got
moms.
2 dads and 2 mamas. This ain't what you want. And people should look at it like that. And kids that got sense, and I know mine do, and I guess it's because of how I raised them, but mine do, and even past relationship. My son has a relationship with my other kid's father, and they go around and he said, that's my kid, and my son, you know, he said, hey, that's my dad. It's people that didn't even know that and I don't care, they don't care. They don't even know that that's not my son's father. That's not his fault, that's his dad's fault, but still, that is what it is. And the respect is due to wherever, because he was there, and then now that I have moved on, the conversation has been had, and everybody understands that, hey, we're gonna be here for the kids.
Right.
So at this point, you got 6 parents fighting for you. I don't break up with the kids. I break up with the person.
Right, and that's the way it should be. And
Right.
I absolutely appreciate your perspective from that situation, because that literally was my situation.
Tell
My
me that.
ex-husband was not my daughter's father. However, there were people who did not know that my ex-husband was not my daughter's father. And people would always kind of, you know, I don't want to say make fun of her, but they were just not used to her mentality on the situation. Because for years, Cam would say, I got 2 daddies.
Yeah.
And that's literally how she felt. And I felt like, first of all, as a mother, who wouldn't want that for their child?
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely, I want my baby to feel like she got 2 daddies. I surely do.
Feel like they got that support.
Absolutely.
That's the support.
Now-
That's what's wrong with a lot of kids.
Absolutely.
No support.
And
No
if you know,
support, no love.
They looking forward to these friends out here that's landing them in jail.
And
No support.
can I just speak lightly on that, because I just want everybody to understand this. You know what I'm saying? With me and her coming into our rekindling in our relationship, I knew all those things. I wasn't offended by it. I didn't feel like it would be an issue or a problem, because hey, I understand that, and that's goes back to what I was just saying about some situations and circumstances that I was in, and I would never try to deprive her to be like, well, technically that ain't, but, and I'm trying to outshow this person. What I do is continue to do what I know I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying that I'm the 3rd father, right? By no means. I know that I'm Mr. Willie. I know that I treat her like a daughter, and as such, she ain't got to ever, in real life, call me dad. But I know I'm gonna treat her like my own children, and I know that her mom treats my kids like they're her children. And if her ex has kids and they still love Miss Kavita, I have no problem with her having that love for those kids.
Because at the end, that's just a child.
Yeah, because guess what, man? Like love is real love is so hard to find, right? Let's just be for real.
Yeah.
You know, you don't really know, you know, when you divorce the person or when you get rid of the person, you kind of get rid of everybody else. And all the time, it don't go like that. You know what I mean? It don't go like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, hey, don't just divorce the children and everybody else, but also you got to look at it like this. Now, I will say I did kind of stand back and let it naturally and organically happen to let me know that you still would like for me to be a part of your life. I didn't force it. I didn't just, you know, it kind of like a work in progress on both ends.
Yeah.
If I see that you still reaching out and I see that you're still genuine, and I don't, you know, okay, well, it's cool. I feel like you still like this from me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do these things. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Because, you know, and that's the crazy part about sometimes breaking up. When you break up with the person, don't mean you break up with the whole family, right? You know, you get what I'm trying to say
To a certain extent.
to everybody, but sometimes it's
Life-
better to
life
break up,
chapter.
and sometimes
Yeah.
it's better to break up with the whole family. It depends on what the intent
No, I'm
is.
just saying, is it,
You know what I'm saying? It depends on what the intent is.
Yeah.
Because I'm not saying every situation I walked away from, I'm still like that.
because it depends on what the intent is. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
The
I-
woman is the house, the homemaker. She's
think-
the structure of the family.
Yeah.
And that's what she wants in a relationship. She wants a family. She wants a strong family. In order to have a strong family, your kids, if you got kids, your kids gonna have to be happy. You're gonna have to be happy. And in order for your house to be happy, even though you the woman, you set the tone. But if you got a miserable man in your house, you got a problem.
Yeah.
You can have the baddest kids with your house getting shot up. It ain't nothing compared to the point if you got a miserable man in your house. And then definitely if you got a man in your house, all his money going out to the house. And he ain't got nothing for himself. So that's a serious situation. Y'all need to make that one of your topics.
Well, who the host? You are. I'm just talking.
She like that. She like that.
I guess
I'm
she
just messing
like,
with her, man.
I guess she
It's a-
like the
it's-
narrator because
Hey.
don't nobody see her. But but I like the fact that
Yeah.
she's chiming in.
All right.
So
I like
guess
that.
what? That's a part of all
That's a
our
part of it.
shows
Yeah.
because we need that. Even
I
though
mean,
they
you know,
don't see her
you know me.
face.
I'm gonna talk.
They
I'm
don't
gonna
see
talk
her face,
and
right?
joke around. Know what I'm saying? I ain't mean no harm by that. You know, I just
you
was
go again,
messing with her.
Dwayne. Here you go again. See, man, you might just have to go on and just go in a little closet. We in the county jail and just bump off real quick. Cause it seems like every time I go to talking, you just stop me and be like, you know, you don't do it to Rita, you don't do it to Keisha, you don't do it to Dane. You just always, when I'm talking, it seems like you just, yeah, man. And I ain't saying you ain't saying nothing that's sufficient. But, bro, you be cutting me off, man.
Man, y'all funny as hell.
Like y'all see it, right? If you see it, please chime in and be like, yeah, Dwayne, you continue to cut this man off. I want to know why. And man, plus, I need to use the restroom. My truth be
Oh,
told,
yeah, man.
I just sit here for 2 hours and man, I'm
We
older
finna
now.
wrap it up. Hey, we finna wrap it up, bro.
Wrap it up right now. That's what I was finna say. I was finna wrap it up. But
Okay, well, go ahead, man. You better
You
wrap
talking about?
it
You talking about?
up.
Hold on. This my show. I ain't gonna come on who's
You right.
spitting it. You know what I'm saying? You know.
And me crying their legs.
But you only cut me off.
I ain't cut you off, man.
Oh, my
Y'all
God.
gonna argue or y'all gonna get some final thoughts?
Yeah, thank you. So that's what I was finna say. That you took the word out of my mouth
Well,
about anybody having any final thoughts
go
about what we
ahead.
talk about
We're gonna
today.
start down here and work our way up. Let's go. Final thoughts.
My final thought on the situation is I think a lot of good things came out of this podcast, even though we kind of got off the topic a little bit, but it all still came back around full circle as to what women want. And the bottom line is, as long as my suggestion would be hold out for as long as you possibly can in order to ensure that you're going to get what you want from your prospective partner.
Hold out what? I'm sorry.
What?
What you mean hold out? Like when you say hold out, what that mean?
I mean, it can mean it's several different things depending on the people and the person in the situation. But we're gonna leave it. Maybe that should be a topic for your podcast
Okay.
on what holding out means.
Write
But
that down then, baby, because I don't want
Okay.
Dwayne. I don't want Dwayne to steal it.
Go ahead, bro.
All thing I'm saying, when you see the red flag, hey man, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? When you see the red flag, hey, it's up to you. Are you gonna settle? Or you gonna, you go deal with it, or you just gonna find what you're looking for at the end of the day? 'Cause at the end of the day, it got to make sense to you,
Yeah.
not them. It got to make sense to you.
Yeah.
Cause you the one going through what you're going through, and you're gonna be with that person. So, other than that, man, hey, it is what it is. Go ahead, Dwayne.
Find happiness. Find your peace. Find what you want, and like we were saying earlier, stand on it. You know what I'm saying? Don't, like you said, don't settle. Don't be like, oh, I'm just gonna get that up. No.
I got
If
me
it's-
some
if
red
it's-
stage
if it-
that gonna cheat.
Yeah. If it's something you feel, speak on it. If the other person don't like it, so what? They don't like it. But if y'all can't come to a common agreement, a common ground on that, and work it out, then it ain't where you need
You
to
know,
be.
you're
at.
wasting time.
Go on about your business, let her go on about her business, and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? So it's you wasting time
It'd be
trying
so
to make
much
something work
time
that ain't gonna
wasted.
work. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You can't agree on it or find some kind of common ground on that situation. do what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? So,
With the wheel.
Okay, I'm gonna say this, right? If it's something that you can't tolerate in your relationship or whatever you in, you should just go ahead and just chalk the losses up and move on, because time waits for no one. And the more time that you allow yourself to be a part of something that you totally know that's not gonna work for you, then you know you're depriving yourself, right? But on another note, I'll say this, man: if it's worth fighting for,
Yeah.
then you do that.
Yeah.
And the most important thing I want people to understand is, don't look for other people to make you happy. You
Yeah.
should already
Self.
be happy, make
Yeah.
yourself happy. Because how can somebody know what your happiness is if you don't even know how to make yourself happy?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So let's
That's true.
just be clear on that, man. And unconditionally love or whatever, man. Love people the way you want to be loved.
Exactly.
If you give out the type of love the way that you want to be loved, and the person receive that and give you that back, but you want them to love you in a way, and you ain't willing to love them in the same way, then that shit ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
That shit is not gonna work. So I just think of it like that. And I appreciate everybody that's been on this panel. I know this is not my show, but I appreciate
Oh yeah.
Dunny. I appreciate Kavita. I also appreciate this guy that be cutting me off by the name of Dwayne. But you know, we gonna work it out though. You know what I'm saying? That's just part of it. Cause you know, I want him to understand. I know what he's doing. Controversy sell. So he love his sister. He love Dunny, but I guess I'm the he like the big guy because I'm short and he tall and he wanna, you know.
we gonna have a segment where me and him gonna just go to battle on the whole segment. Since he always think I'm trying to cut him off all the time, whatever.
Don't
I
cut
love,
me
I
off
love
right
him to
now.
death.
You just cut me off.
See, our
You just
relationship,
cut me off.
our
You ain't
relationship
allowed me to get
just
them talking,
our
bro.
relationship just like blossomed in the last what 2 years.
I'm so
3
happy
years?
that I love your big brother.
Yeah, because of my big brother
too.
that's R.I.P. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna get into all that. That's another topic. My brother was a good dude, and my brother saw the goodness in him. You know what I'm saying? I seen the goodness in him a long time ago, but I just kind of bagged off. You know what I'm saying?
So
So
I'm change the topic.
I ain't trying to
That's
talk.
exactly
I was
what
trying to
it is.
explain,
That's
but you
what
cut me off. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, well, we
God
gotta end this.
damn.
I gotta go to the bathroom.
Well, take your bitch ass in the bathroom, man.
Man, if you like, oh my
Go
God.
to the
If
bathroom.
you
Ain't
like,
nobody stopping you. You said you had to say go to the bathroom.
Alright.
like, share, and subscribe.
But look, you know I love you, man.
And oh my God.
I'm throwing up the deuce.
If you
See how you do me? See what I'm talking about? That's
Drop-
what I'm talking about with you, Red.
drop your comments in the below if you got anything to say. And man, y'all tripping.
I'm throwing up the two deuces.
But I enjoyed y'all.
This CB Talk. I'm your host, Dwayne. I'm my co-host, D-Dub.
What up?
Brother-in-law, Willie Moe. Sister-in-law over here, Kavita. You know what I'm saying? Check us out. Like you said, like, share, subscribe. We coming at you with more content next week and further on in the future. Thank you.
We out.
Like we're in third grade. Bunny is for you.
Crazy.
Crazy. Funny, man.
Go pee.
Oh
Go pee
my
pee.
God. Well, y'all.
Go to the bathroom.
I got to pee.